Good evening, Internet, and Merry Christmas. You join us on episode 28 of Malt and Magic, The Forgotten Kingdom of Nialin. And as you can see from our slightly changed aesthetics for tonight, bit of a Christmassy theme. We've got the Christmas backgrounds, we've got the Christmas jumpers, we've got the Christmas hats. We've even got some nice flashing lights, which I'm pointing in the wrong direction because I'm not a weatherman and I'm not used to this. But before we get into the Christmas magic of tonight, let me first do my usual shout-outs and thank yous. First of all, thank you to Tabletop Audio, who have been a godsend this week or so. Our resident Mr. Wizard tells me with the ambient music. Also, a huge shout-out to D&D Beyond for game management. Incarnate for map creation. We may or may not get to see one that I've knocked up tonight. And also Hero Forge for the character creation. You can see the character tokens on our profiles as we're streaming. Other than that, and always a massive thank you and a massive shout out to Battle Bards, who are the source of all our sound effects. And we do have a nice little affiliation with them, so if you do want some discounts off some sound effects for your own games, whether you're doing it virtually or you're one of the lucky people that do get to do it physically, then please go and grab the or use the discount code that you can see on screen and get yourself a cheeky discount off some sound effects. I have two shout-outs for shows this week. My sort of recurring shout-outs to Tales of Teal'c, which you can catch on YouTube, DM'd by our very own Simao, who plays Kirik. But also, I want to give you a little bit of a teaser for next week. So please do join us, where I will not be in the DM chair. Kirik, Simao even, will be in the DM's chair, and he will be doing a very special Christmas one-shot. So that's the 28th, somewhere between 8 and 8:30. We'll figure that out and we'll let you know. But that's when we'll be kicking it off. It should be a lot of fun. It will be madness. It will be crazy. With that, however, my usual warnings will apply. There will be a lot of humour tonight. Some of it will be adult humour. There will be a significant amount of adult language as well. But let's get into this festive fun, shall we? Let's roll. Merry Christmas.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
All I want for Christmas is D&D.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, running down the line very quickly, as I've already introduced myself, I'm Matt. I am the Dungeon Master. I also play the sidekick character of Bothrid.
I am Danny. I play Ander Hornraven. I've had a lot of Baileys and already done a sicky burp in my mouth.
A lot of babies.
Well, this started off great. I'm Simao. I play Kirik Greytusk, the cleric of the party, trying to bring this back whilst Matt absolutely loses his shit.
Start again. Cut the stream.
Let's start the episode again, please.
Oh,
Literally 5 minutes in. 5 minutes in, not even that.
Absolutely legendary.
Carry on.
I am Dave. I play Dargon, the Goliath fighter and warlock. And I am currently bringing, hopefully, hilarity and mischief and so on and so forth also to the party, as well as the other two.
Don't forget a snazzy
Good
hat.
stuff. Indeed.
Yeah, but the lights aren't
Probably
working, which is
best
annoying.
I just need a bigger hat to fit over these enormous headphones.
I just need a bigger hat to fit over my head. I have huge head.
Didn't want to say
Yeah.
anything, but...
It's like a pumpkin.
Anyway, we are armed with festive cheer, festive drinks.
Yes.
I myself am drinking mulled wine out of a shoe.
Nice. As you do.
As you do.
Yeah.
So, last week, we had a bit of a build-up towards today, really. There was some discussions with the Malt Masters, some new revelations, some new rewards as a result of ascending within the Malt Masters Guild and taking on new ranks of lieutenants, or I should say, as I am British, lieutenants. And we're going to continue that
Is that
forward.
right?
So you're
Yes,
now...
it is.
Yeah, it is a lieutenant in the UK.
Ooh.
and in some other armies, of course, but or some other armed forces. I've also got a lot of notes in front of me, so if you see me looking down off camera, it's because I'm studying the notes. I tried to make tonight a bit of fun, but we had our discussions with the Malt Masters, we had some revelations, there was the conversation between Ethereal and the Malt Masters where some animosity was discovered between the Stillman and Ethereal himself, and then there was a little bit of a celebration in preparation for Midwinter's festival, but also to celebrate yourselves ascending to Lieutenant, and also to celebrate the ascension of Bothrid becoming a fully fledged member of the Maltmasters Guild. So with that, you all returned to quarter number 3 in the Maltmasters Keep, now with your names adorned on the door in sort of this very intricate gold lettering. Knowing you now have a home and a place in this world. You all fell asleep. Some of you a little bit more drunk than others. There were snowball fights going on as snow has very much begun to fall, not only around us on the stream, but in Glen Tuag and the Maltmasters Keep itself. And we begin the following morning, as there will be hangovers, but Bothrid is first up, and outside there is now a good 6 inches to probably a good foot of snow, really. Significant snowfall on the ground. There is the sound of bells ringing the day in, and as Bothrid sticks his head out the door, he sees not only your door has been adorned with these sort of festive boughs of evergreen and wreaths, but also all the doors. The temple has got different decorations for each entrance, depending on what entrance or what deity each entrance represents. But you can see, as Bothrid goes for a little wander, goes for a morning walk, he sees that Glen Tuag, through the gatehouse, is fully decked out, ready for this week of festivities culminating in Midwinter's day, Midwinter's night. And that's where we begin, as Bothrid returns and begins in a merry mood to start brewing a little bit of spice in the wine that you now have, and putting some breakfast together. And the smells that now greet the three of you as you begin to wake are that smell of spiced wine, the smell of good food cooking. There's bacon, sounds like there's some sausage, maybe some eggs cooking.
Point of order. Does Dargon wake up fully rested or still with a level of exhaustion?
Dargon will now wake fully rested once he eats.
Nice.
Ah, yes. Cool. Then I would say that Dargon wakes up starving. And
Midwinter's festival, then, it's a week-long affair culminating in the night. We haven't got to burn a week before we get to Midwinter's festival.
It's a week's worth of festivities, put it that way. But it culminates in this one night.
Cool. So, yeah, Dargon straight up, can smell it all. Feeling certainly more well rested, so heads downstairs, greets Bothrid, and starts eating. Ah, Bothrid, this is amazing. Oh my goodness me, thank you ever so much. You're going to have some as well, are you?
Bumble downstairs like a baby rhino. It does wake me up, so I won't put any gear on. I'll just go down in me whatever pajamas I sleep in. So whatever the medieval.
You notice Bothrid has got his chimera cloak on, and the pin that he now has been given is almost dead centre, and you can see every now and again he just sort of adjusts it, sort of buffs it up a bit when he splashes some gravy or whatever on it, or splashes some sauce on it, gets some fat on it, and just quickly buffs it off.
You seem in a better mood, big man. Glad to see it.
Yeah, well, with all the stuff that's been going on recently, to tell you what, I just kind of forgot that it's this time of year, and us mountain Goliaths actually quite enjoyed the midwinter. After all, we don't feel the cold, so it's quite a nice Quite a nice one for us, to be honest. We loved it.
And don't worry, I don't bear any grudges. Get it, get it.
And I push him over.
From Bothridge, you just heard this.
He sounded like the doctor from The Simpsons.
Man of many talents, Bothridge.
I tell you what, though, and at some point I would like to get some more info as to what the hell this, what they were calling it. They were calling it a curse, weren't they? Find out a little more about it. So, I'm hopefully not going to pull you guys down, but I would like to know sooner rather than later. So.
Oh yeah, to be serious for a moment, I do think it is an important task for all of us to understand this, so we can help you through it.
Yeah. So.
Or at least know when to lock you up and run away.
Well, that's always, but you haven't been doing it yet.
Have you thought about a little bit more about how you want to handle it?
Oh, Kirik, morning. Well, you're quiet.
Kirik sneaks down the stairs.
Oh, I forgot you're usually wearing armour. Bloody hell.
The best stealth check Kirik's ever rolled.
I love the fact you just rolled one. Yeah, what did you say, Kirik?
Have you thought a little bit more about how you want to handle it? Or do you want to gain more information before making a decision?
I think that's that's what's got to be done. After all, it may just be that we suddenly have to go on a trek to find someone who can get rid of it. But actually, maybe we don't. So, I just say, gather more info, and then we can go from there.
And at this moment, there is then a knock on the door.
Yeah.
Lieutenant, I have a parcel for you, and you now hear the sound of Annabelle from the door.
Annabelle, come in.
Come in.
Could you get the door, please?
Yeah,
I'll rush
I'll go and
open the door. See how she
And you
reacts to me
see
in the
now
pants.
Annabelle sort of. Sorry. Bad
It's okay.
time?
It's okay. No, it's just colder.
And she does. She grins slyly. She says, "Very well. This," and she closes her eyes. "This is from the Malt Masters. They ask you not to open until Midwinter's Day, as is customary."
Oh, thank you very much. And I shake it. See if I can do what it
As you
is.
shake it, there is a clink, 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 clink.
Oh,
Don't shake
think
it.
the Cooper
Don't-
decided
don't-
what this
not-
is.
Not too hard. Fragile.
Oh,
Please,
I'll just pass it to Kirik. There you go.
could you,
Oh, Anda, go put some
I'll
clothes
talk
on,
to you
will you?
later.
You're embarrassing the poor girl.
Sorry, frigid. And I'll go with some trousers, my pantaloons on, my leather pants.
Annabelle, will you join us for some of this morning wine?
I would love to, but I do have some shopping of my own to do. My sister is in dire need of a gift this year, so I am on my way out. I trust you boys have done your shopping. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Might I suggest you venture out into the village?
Good plan.
Yes, yes.
It is
Thank
customary on Midwinter's Day to give to those you are most appreciative of and most thankful for.
Oh, so I don't need to buy for this lot then?
And she chuckles. Much better mood today, Gargon. That is good to see.
Yeah.
Anyway, I must be off, boys. I hope to see you soon. Happy Midwinter.
And to you.
And to you.
And as she then wraps her furs around her, she then hurries off. And you can see a hurry is quite difficult because there is quite a bit of snow. And as you now look out the door, you can see just up, you can see that there are soldiers beginning to clear the paths using a variety of different tools, but mainly these huge great shovels with sort of curved bottoms. And they're just sort of scooping up. Bothwood then turns.
Have any of you...
What?
Any of you done any shopping?
No.
Yes.
Insight check.
I will join
That doesn't
you on
require
that
an
one.
insight check, as the blood sort of drains from Anders' face, and you know he is lying.
I have to say,
I didn't have some errands to run today. Totally unrelated.
yeah. Well, yeah. It sounds a good plan. After all the hilarity of the last couple of weeks and us travelling God knows where, I think we kind of forgot that, it's coming up to a particular seasonal time.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I'd almost forgotten, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, look, I say we go. Well, do you want to go shopping or?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice to do something normal and without.
I would like to
fear
go.
of death.
I would like to go to the library today, but we shall have to see if we hopefully do a little bit of shopping today as well.
Yeah. We can have it wrapped up by lunchtime, hopefully.
Pun intended.
Oi. You'll get it in the Amazon Prime box it comes in.
Yeah, you will. Round here, is it called the Moonbright box?
As long as they're nothing like Hermes.
So, Bothard at this point, if need gifts, I see you later, and he just dashes out the door.
Okay. Interesting. Well, yes, I think I will go for a reflection and a prayer this morning, and then I will be going out and do some shopping of my own.
Yes, I will also not be buying presents.
You do know we all know, Ander.
By Amanda, don't steal
Yeah,
them.
let's keep it unspoken, and we all know what we're about to do, but let's be ignorant to the fact.
Cool. And so, for the sake of brevity, I'm not going to go through each day of this week. We're going to say you spend this week. Well, we're gonna skip through a week. So part of the week is spent shopping. Is there anything else anybody would like to do during the week specifically? I know Dargon wants to visit the library. We'll come back to that shortly.
Fine.
Yes. I would like to, firstly, wait to see if they bring back the head of the kobold. And then I have a note saying that I meant to be casting Sending to Captain Swift, and I cannot remember for the life of me what I need to say.
That actually is the fact that I believe that we already sent her to a tavern in the town, in the village, so we might as well just go and say hello. So we did Sending before, and we sent them up to the village, so actually now we've got a couple of days spare. Let's go find them and tell them exactly what's going on. So that's what we need to do.
Oh. Yeah. So I will be doing that at some point in the week.
Yeah.
And also I would be going up the Stiller's tower just to have a look at any books that she might have up there.
I was going to ask you if that was a euphemism, but you finished the sentence, so...
Take it as you want.
That's what she said.
Good stuff.
Yes.
So then, yes,
My week.
we will say that on the afternoon of the first day, the afternoon of the next day, there is another knock at the door. As you do, you don't stray too far from the house initially, waiting for this head of the kobold, and a couple of guards then do bang on the door, and you open. They bring in this box that they're carrying either side, and they place it on the kitchen table and just slide the top off, and there is this head, white head of a kobold, eyes just open wide, the tongue just sort of hanging out slack. Just
if I'm there, I will look into the box and just turn to Kirik and go, "Oh wow, cheers. I didn't get you a gift, but I think mine's better."
Oh, this is just for my sake, I think.
All right. Well, remember, I know we'll get onto it later, but I would go to find Nathan to discuss finding Vraco, and also Kirik. Have you actually told us that or not?
What?
What you heard from Vraco?
Oh yeah, I
he
would
announced
have
it in
told
the
you. I would have
group
told you
last
guys,
week.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. I knew we knew it, but as I say, I just wanted to double check. So yeah, I would also mention. I'd also
the day after. Yeah.
yeah. So I'd go to Nathan with this information as well. But anyway, I'm sure we can come back to that.
And I suppose I haven't said what I'm going to do, am I? So during the week, although I'll go out and shop for gifts, I also want to take advantage of looking through the wizardy spell books, but also any books in the library around, well, being a bard, and any spells that I could learn through music as well, if there is any.
So, we are going to start there. And as you look through the library looking for particular spells, you speak of the spellcasting abilities provided by music and how to use certain instruments to channel magical energy. But what you begin to read about and pay more attention to is that there are particular colleges of bards where they go to study certain talents they may have, get more experience in those talents, and it is within those colleges themselves that you begin to see distinct forms of ability begin to branch out from there. And you sort of read through them and start to formulate in your own head which college you think would be the one you would choose to visit and begin to understand and begin to learn from a bit more. In terms of spells that you can learn, it's difficult for you to really get a grasp on it, as wizard spell books are very much almost like alchemical formulae and scientific method of channeling that magical energy, and it's just not something you're truly attuned to. So while you understand that there may be some spells you could use in a magical sense, you need that extra push from a college or from the musical inspiration to be able to cast those spells.
Yep.
Excellent. So, coming back to the head, Kirik.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you have this head in front of you,
when I receive it,
guards step out.
I would take it up to my room as my camera focuses back on me.
I was about to say, your camera's drunk.
And yeah, I'll take the box back to my bedroom. I would light up some incense, and I would kind of place my hand on the kobold's head, and I would cast Speak with Dead.
Excellent. And as that spark of magical energy flies into the head, the tongue sort of slowly snakes back into the head. The eyes begin to move around, even though they are sort of just totally misted over. And again, there is it.
I'm sorry to bring you in such short notice, but I need some information from you. How long did it take you to control your transformation powers?
Is it alright to say that Dargon's there?
If you want to be.
Yeah, if that's right.
I was going to say that is totally up to Kirik. So it's 3 questions, isn't it, with Speak with Dead?
5.
Speak with Dead's 5
questions.
Yeah.
And
Up to 5.
I just had to refresh.
Unless I'm mistaken, they are sort of as a conscious mind. They could technically lie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brief, cryptic, repetitive.
Unlikely to, most of the time.
Yeah, we've got Captain Insight, he'll know that.
That's true.
So, where are we? Speak with Dead. I knew this was coming, and yet I still can't find it. So, fuck it. Right, 5 questions. Anyway, we'll carry on. And there is this... What's transformation?
What did he say?
What's transformation?
Boy.
Filthy little hobbits.
Oh shit, can I suddenly understand them because I've got the same bloody thing? Oh, balls.
You are able to turn into a bear of kind, or at least some of your kin were able to. How long did it take you or them to control that?
We are born with it.
Okay. Brilliant. Give me 2 seconds.
No.
Why is Zapanir so interested in your kin?
We are loyal servants.
That's 3.
Sorry, Danny, you should grow your hair long so you can do that.
I know,
you keep playing with them, it's fucking hilarious.
It's basically analyzed for a blowjob, isn't it? Sorry.
You should have dyed your beard, mate.
Once she was brought back, what was your cult's plan?
The plan was to bring her back. She guides us from there.
Are there more of you outside of the ruins?
Always.
Great. That's my 5 questions.
I counted 4, but alright.
How long did it take you to control? Then I repeated that. Was up in there one with you?
I wasn't counting the repeat as a second question.
Sweet, have another one.
Okay, I get an extra question. Great. I turn to Dargon and I say,
Merry Christmas.
Whee!
Great. I turn to Dargon and say, is there anything else that you would like to ask?
Unless I blanked out for a minute. What about where did they all come from? Did you already ask that?
Where do you originate from, your cult? All of you that follows up in there.
From and with that, the tongue lolls out. The eyes totally fog over, and the head is still.
From her.
From her. Very helpful.
Good answer, Matt.
You got 4 decent answers out of that. I'm not giving you all 5.
That is very true.
And to be fair, he did answer. It just didn't have to be truthful, but it was truthful.
True.
It was just annoying.
No compulsion to be truthful.
Yep. Man.
Well, that wasn't as informative as I was hoping, but at least
It was a good try. And I suppose we got a little more information, the fact that they can be born with it. So I say, let's keep that information and find out if we can find any more info as to what this thing is about.
Very true. Cool. And then, for the rest of the week, as well as visit the Distiller's Tower, I would spend some time kind of looking at the barracks kind of area, and even every once in a while go and spar a little bit lightly with everyone else.
After reading about some of the Bardic colleges, I notice a little link potentially to the Fae in one of the colleges. So I would like to ask even the Fae spirit a question, if I may.
Okay, so Kirik, you do spend some time with the guards, and you begin to spar a little bit more. You get a little more familiar with your weapon of choice, which I believe is currently a mace, and a little bit more understanding of how to properly wield that. And you sit one afternoon, sort of early evening, having read these books, and you sort of take yourself off to your room, sit quietly, and reach out to the Dryad spirit with which you have a distinct connection.
And so I'll be speaking in... Oh, I got straight through. First time. Didn't even ring. I'm used to the engaged tone from being in the caves. So obviously I'll be speaking
What
in...
is it you seek?
I feel like I need to whisper too. But I won't. So
That is your will.
I know that all I seem to do is ask you for help and guidance. So anything I can do for you in return, all you have to do is ask. But you have helped me be strong and to help my friends with my bow. I now ask if you could help me be strong and improve in my magic to better serve my destiny and my friends.
Your destiny is your own making. What is it that you ask?
Do I need to be more akin with the Fey ways or the ways of Fey magic to improve my own magical ability? Is that where I should be focusing my studies, considering the connection we already have?
Our connection is as a result of your actions. Where you go from here is your choice.
You cryptic bitch. Okay.
And with that, you do feel a slight sting on your cheek, as if somebody has just slapped you.
Ooh. I like it rough. Okay. Well, just know that whatever path I choose, I do it with you in my thoughts and in my heart.
I am always with you, and Meet me out in the forest.
And then I'll just hang up.
And that presence sort of fades away. That was magical, Dave. Literally, as I did the movement, you zoomed out there. That was fantastic.
Nice.
Cool. So, we come to Dargon. You take a trip to the libraries first and foremost.
Yep.
And I think I know what you're going to look for, but for the sake of the audience, what is it that Dargon is specifically looking?
Trying to understand more about the were creatures, and assuming that along the way he finds a little more information about the fact that the different types of creatures that are infected, or can be, and their types, gives a little more information about the fact that a werebear is quite different to what the other ones are, or can be.
Make me an intelligence check, please.
Oh, that's quite good.
Or an investigation check.
Okay, unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20, there we go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, you do find a particular book. You have to go to the private library of the Malt Masters to find it. But you find a book which is all about lycanthropy. And the curse of lycanthropy specifically. But what you begin to find out is that the different forms have their different natures. And when you find a particular section on werebears, you understand more about them. You know that they are not inherently evil. And in fact, they are more neutral and tend to lead towards more benevolent actions, which only confuses you more about the state of the kobolds. You understand that werebears have a distinct ability to sort of temper that monstrous nature about themselves, that ferocity that comes and those violent impulses that come with being a lycanthrope. And you begin to study a little bit more. There's talks about lycanthropes and werebears that have been sort of intercepted in the past and engaged in the past. And there is talks of them being very solitary in nature. They are loners. There is a distinct fear among werebear communities of passing on the curse. Again, causing more confusion about the nature of the kobolds themselves and why these particular kobold werebears, why they bit you, why they passed on that curse, it being not in the werebear nature as such. And that is where your studies begin to.
Okay, do I also read in that respect that it's a choice to pass it on, or that it's accidental at times?
You know, just reading about lycanthropy, that it takes a bite, it takes the saliva or a bodily fluid of a lycanthrope to pass it on to somebody else.
Okay. I had another question as well there.
Which is why you begin to understand that there are talks. There's very few mentions of werebear bites.
Okay.
As werebears tend to resolve themselves or restrict themselves from biting, unless sort of absolutely necessary.
Yeah. Do I also read in that about the difference between accepting and rejecting the curse?
There is a single paragraph around those that accept the curse become more like the beast they become and they change into. Those that reject the curse struggle, often are subject to violent outbursts, and the changes that occur come very unwillingly and are very violent in nature. those that accept form a measure of control.
Okay. And is there any mention for... It would be stupid for me to not try and research this, and that is how to get rid of it. But having read that there are communities, I assume not.
In this particular book, there is no mention of how to get rid of it.
Okay, cool. I think I would mull over this information first, necessarily before telling the other guys.
Okay.
But then I would go back to them and discuss what I found. Guys, I found this pretty good book about lycanthropes. It's the longest word I've ever said. So, seems that I assumed that werebears or any were creature were just as bad as the other, and I'd heard of werewolves before, but not really any of the others. So I just assumed that werebears were just as bad. After all, we just fought a whole bloody cave of them. So, forgive me for thinking that they are just like the others. It seems that this book, however, kind of says that they're not, or they shouldn't be. That they do live in groups, but they try and stay away from civilization. They don't actually want to pass it on. They're kind of worried, and they're actually more accepting of the curse, and they're a little... With the fact that they accept the curse and that they do their best, they actually don't have to be that horrible beast. They actually can sort of control it. So, that's a bit odd.
So, that to me, that seems like accepting it and almost embracing it will not lessen its effect, but make it easier for you to deal with, and may actually then easier for you to control.
Yeah, bearing in mind that also it didn't mention anything about getting rid of it. So unfortunately that seems to be an avenue that is currently not available to us. Not counting it out, but I'm sort of going, we haven't got a lot of time, and I'm pretty sure it's just one of those we've got to deal with it, and it sounds like accepting it is the best way.
I mean, I have the capacity to remove certain types of curses. I don't know if lycanthropy is one. It's a curse, like many others. There's the possibility that I could be able to do it, but it's obviously your choice whether you want to try and control him, or if you want to not get rid of it.
And if that doesn't work, Dagon, from what you've just said, that actually gives me a little bit of confidence that with your strength of will, you might be able to wield this or control it easier than you thought.
I think with the strength of will, with my friends beside me, and with the light of the Dawn Father, pretty sure you guys can keep me in line. It may be that I'm slightly more solitary, but I haven't exactly been prime of the party. And it may be that we just don't tell anyone apart from the Malt Masters who already know. We keep this one hush. And of course we can always fall back on, if this is becoming a problem, we try everything to get rid of it. But for now, we will take what could be a great benefit, just with a few unusual side effects that we're going to have to learn with.
We just need to be on our guard. Although festivities are imminent, there's going to be a lot of potentially innocent casualties on the full moon if you cannot control it.
Which is why, at some point shortly, I want to discuss it with you first. I think that I will go and talk to the Dawn Father, and then I will want to work a plan out with you guys and with the Malt Masters to find a way of keeping me under lock and key so that I can accept and control this thing. I think it's best that we do that and we hold the removal of it for when we can't do anything else. When it has to happen.
Did the book say anything about what may happen on the first full moon?
Did it?
Make me an intelligent investigation check again, please.
19.
19.
Yes.
It talked about the first change always being the most violent, regardless of the strain of lycanthropy, if you will. The first change is always the most violent.
Yeah, not so great news on that one, I'm afraid, Ander. Looks like this first one's going to be, well, you remember that time that we got uber drunk? Well, it's going to be like that times 10.
You'll shit yourself.
It's probably that going to happen. But yeah, I would say it's not going to be a walk in the park.
Okay.
I'm almost
for you and with you.
I mean, I'm almost tempted to say that if there's anywhere we can get in time, we actually get somewhere else, so that I am nowhere near civilization.
Matt, I have a question for you. I was looking at.
Shoot.
Would magic circle be something that could prevent a lycanthrope from leaving? It doesn't specify on the spell. I'm just asking your input.
Let me just read the spell first.
Sure thing.
And get my understanding of the spell itself.
I hear you, Dave.
You're on mute, my friend.
That's because I was blowing my nose. It may seem a bit daft, guys, that we don't just try the remove curse straight away, but I kind of think that we need to learn more about the werebears, because this doesn't seem like normal, creature stuff, and it also, from also what I read, could come with the odd perk or two. As I say, it's just unfortunate that it does definitely come with some downsides. So I'd say we've got to try it, and yeah, we fall back on doing our very best to get rid of it if it becomes an issue.
I understand you wanting to learn a bit more about it. It's like Anders said, I think it's a matter of us being on guard, just in case.
Does unfortunately make me wish that maybe we still had that sword so that we could have understood that a little better. But we all learn as we go.
True.
So
Yeah, let's not bring that up. I'd rather not relive that, thank you.
Looking at Magic Circle, it's more about entering the circle itself rather than it being a trap of sorts. So whereas I like the thinking, I don't think it's the right spell.
Sure. I mean, I think it's.
So the description says the creature can't willingly enter the circle by non-magical means. So it's more about protecting somebody inside the circle to be able to cast magic.
It also says at the end, when you cast a spell, you can elect to cause its magic to operate in the reverse direction, preventing creature from a specified type from leaving the cylinder.
Read your spell slots, people. Read your spells.
Yeah. My only question is that lycanthropy is not specified as being
I like the
type.
thinking. I will put it in there. I'm happy to change that because that ties in with a certain TV show which I absolutely love. So yeah, go for it. Happy for
Then
that
I'd
one.
say to Dargon, there is a way that I may have to keep you from leaving a certain area. You would be inside a fairly small space, but at least you won't be causing much damage during at least your first transformation. But it's something that we can adapt for whenever the moon comes.
I don't know how big I'm going to become as a werebear, but it is going to be big enough to hold it, yeah? I'm sure that the magic of it would, but as long as it physically will actually hold me.
Well, good plan as any, I guess.
Yeah, well...
Big fucking bear.
Did the book mention that I would become bigger, smaller? I mean, I'm already a massive Goliath, so...
It only talked about the fact that you will become a bear. Never talked about types of bears or the differences there. It talked about a hybrid form. Once lycanthropes are able to control their form, they can become half bear, half humanoid, as you've well seen. But in terms of that full transformation, there was very little on it other than you will become a bear.
And I assume that in that similar mention of the fact that it was going to be the worst the first time, I would turn in full bear, not hybrid.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
I hope it's a panda.
It talks about the hybrid form being an advanced form of control.
Poe! Well then, I think that's the plan then, guys. You sure you can hold me, Kirik?
Yes, I'm sure we can definitely try. And if not, and then myself and Bothrid will have to be enough.
We've got a main man, Bothrid, who can look after us, yeah?
I've just got a werebear Kung Fu Panda monk character stuck in my head now that I want to create.
There we go, that's campaign 2.
Well, with that festivities, I suppose we get a wrapping our presents or go bar him. Can't remember which.
And I will say at this point, it's probably about 2 nights till Midwinter's to Midwinter's Day, Midwinter's Night.
Is that also, sorry, did we clarify? I know we clarified they were roughly the same week. Is it actually the same day that I would change or afterwards, or do we not know? Have we managed to see clear sky to see whether the moon is waning, waxing, dancing, turning blue, red?
Maybe a nature check?
I shall do that as well.
Nature. Wow. +1.
Nature.
Natural 20. Thank you very much.
Natural 19.
And you probably still got more than me after that.
I don't, because it's an intelligence, weirdly enough. So, no, it's 19.
Nice,
So I just cracked open a new bottle of whiskey, just to take a slight separate note here.
Yeah.
A present that I got from my boss this year called Pig's Nose, and it's a blend, and I'm not usually a blend fan.
Nice.
However, that's got a nice sweetness and smoothness with a nice touch of spice afterwards. So that bottle's now going to sit there.
Nice.
Does it taste Christmassy?
I was about to say,
Spice.
when you say spice, is it like
Christmassy spice or like
cinnamon?
pepper
Yeah,
spice?
cinnamon
Yeah.
or...
1 second.
I'm
Do
on
you
the
know what we're gonna
I'm on the American
call it?
oak and sherry cask sort of type of blend, single malt tonight.
I'm on an empty glass.
I wouldn't really say it's Christmassy. It's just got
Same.
a nice. There's a little bit of something afterwards. Anyway, back to D&D.
Yes.
Malt and magic. There you go, people.
That's
There's the
the one.
malt. We've now got the magic.
Pew, pew, pew. Sorry, here's the magic. That one is hold person. And
Turn it from
moving
a
on.
hobby.
My mic's having fun,
Derailed
just
the
like
whole
the spring
thing
just
there.
keeps going. Cool. So over the week, there are more packages that arrive as well. Andy Hannes brings a package to your door and sort of deposits it. And after a brief conversation, just says, "Figured I should get you a gift, boy. Here you go."
And I'll give him back the one I purchased for him off camera when we were doing the montage,
Which was?
which was new leather strapping and maintenance gear for his quarterstaff. Off the top of my
Right,
head.
on the ball. Dargon, Thalania and Nathan both stop by as well, and they hand you a parcel as well. A small parcel. And you did say you wanted to chat to them, so do you want to invite them in?
Yes, I do. I do indeed.
So you invite them in, and they sit down at the table. And Bothrid at this point has perfected the spiced wine. He's added different spices over the couple of days, and at this point, it is like full on the best mulled wine, best spiced wine ever.
You have got to try some of this wine. It's absolutely amazing. Bothrid is like this just magician with it. It's brilliant. So, you're welcome.
As he calls from the garden or the back, where he's just sort of playing around with the vegetables that he's been buying, and they're stacking them back up. Thalania takes a sip. I say, think you can send a bottle our way?
Oh, I'm sure we can do more than a bottle. He would be delighted to, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think this would be a fun drink, Nathan. And there's a glint in her eye, and Nathan sort of chuckles to himself and moves on. Nathan looks and said, "Don't open it before the day, but we hope it'll be of some use to you."
That's very kind indeed. I mean, we haven't had truly much time yet to be out gathering stuff, so might come and see you later on. Drop something by.
It is the season of giving, as opposed to receiving. And Nathan flashes a sly look to Ander, knowing how he's going to take that.
This is walking past with the wines for it.
But Nathan then turns around and says, "It has been some time since we really spent time together."
It has indeed, and I'm very grateful that we've got this bit of downtime. But I also wanted to. We spoke when we were back in the keep about finding him, about finding Vraco. I don't know whether the information passed down to you, but I know that Kirik also, and this is good news, managed to get hold of him. He is alive, and we don't know where, and we need to find him as quickly as we can.
I was aware he had not passed beyond the veil, but this is good news.
It is. He's a hard
If Kirik
fighter,
can-
so he'll last a few days, I know, but we'll hopefully
He's
be able
already
to find
lasted
him.
more days than I would have liked, but if Kirik can contact him, then let's try and maintain contact.
I agree. We'll try and get any more information. He's hopefully had a little more time to find out where he might be, or any clues or anything. As far as I also know, he's not in close proximity to us. He's got to be further away. So I'm sure we'll find him. Any information we'll get straight to you.
Make me a perception check, please.
not doing bad today. Perception 17.
17. It's very, very faint, but you just hear this whisper. And the only thing you then notice is that Thailania reaches down to the sword at her side and just places her hand on the hilt. Closes her eyes for a brief moment, opens them, and then returns to the conversation as normal. We will find him, Dargon. We will find him.
Any way of finding him be very, very good. And if we do get a glimmer and we're here, you better tell us, because we will be on our way.
We are working on every avenue we can. The Malt Masters themselves are taking a specific interest in this one. Unlike any other that's gone missing before, interestingly. I think that can only be due to current times.
Yeah, I think we're all a little worried that he might... What's just happened with that dragon might have more connection to why we're here than we all think. It all just
Perhaps
seems a little odd.
Yeah, indeed. But many things are occurring. Too many things are occurring.
No, that they are. Well, at least we can enjoy this week while we're continuing to find more info about him.
Indeed. Nathan, don't forget our second gift. And at this point, Nathan stands to say, "Oh yes, Kirik. This one for you. Again, may it stand you in good stead. May it help you on your journey."
Oh, thank you very much. I was not expecting it. I'm sorry, I didn't get you anything.
As I said to Dargon here, it is the season of giving. And what knowledge I have that I can impart to you is more important.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cool. And there is a little more frivolity, or a little more high-spirited conversation. Thailania very much enjoys that spiced wine. And eventually, as they stand, slaps Nathan on the arse, to which he chuckles, and they make their way off. As Bothrid then quickly runs up and presents a bottle that he's worked on, and sort of bows his head. She gives him a big hug, and leaves. And sort of a couple of hours later, there's another knock on the door. Bothrid this time goes to open it, and a younger looking but very familiar looking tiefling is stood at the door. Bothrid, is it? Mother said, you should have this. And she hands a parcel over to Bothrid.
Can't remember which one.
Hello, boys.
All right.
Is the blender a
Sorry,
tiefling?
I know
Jared?
The blender is a tiefling.
Yes.
I know we've not had much
Go
time
ahead.
to talk, but I'm Lilith. My mum's the blender.
Oh, Lilith, come on in. Come on in.
Okay. Very
Have
well.
you tried some of Bothrid's spice wine? You gotta have some.
Whoa, hang on. How old are you?
She can handle
Good
it.
enough.
If you're in double digits, you're old enough.
Inside
For
check.
drinking. For drinking. Just to clarify.
Roll me an insight check, please.
Law of the land here.
That was very dodgy.
That's pretty high as well. That's a 25.
Bear with me, please.
Tieflings live forever.
Are they male or female?
Female. There is a hint of a lie.
Yeah.
Go on,
Great.
let her have one.
Well, I suppose a small amount wouldn't hurt.
Do not tell your mum.
Yes.
As the tiefling steps into the room, as Lilith steps into the room, and you are now able to see her, she sort of takes her big fur cloak off and lays it over one of the chairs. She is very much like her mother. However, she doesn't wear the simple robes of her mother. Instead, she has a very intricately carved, intricately crafted scimitar at her waist, a chain around her neck which ends in a gemstone, and then other than that she just wears these simple blue trousers, this simple blue top. But she is stunning.
Careful, she's only
Like
young.
the most beautiful creature you've seen in the Malt Master's Keep so far.
So you do you work with the
blondish
keep,
hair. I work with Mother, and well, like you, she sends me out on special projects. I understand
Don't
you just
seem
got
to,
ascended.
We did. We are very proud of that.
Interesting.
I must say, you.
That's all right. Andor always drops stuff when he's around. You know,
Sorry,
pretty women.
Sorry. Just clarifying, she's very young. I don't know how old she is, so I'm not going to flirt because I don't want to get myself on Glen Twag's register.
It's all right. You're wearing pigtails. You cannot get with anyone.
It's true. So, I must say, the first thing I noticed is you don't study the same ways as your mother, do you?
I am not a druid, no.
What skills do you possess?
I am told I possess the same skills as my father. He was, also Mother tells me not of the most... Oh, I suppose there's no other word for it. He was not the most benevolent of people. As a result, I am able to control the certain magics. A bit more darker. Some call it shadow magic.
I don't have the first clue what that is, but it sounds cool. So good on you.
Sounds cool as fuck. Show us a trick.
And she chuckles. And if you wish. And she just moves her hand, and a shadow forms in her hand, which then extends up into the figure of Bothrid, but in perfect shadow. It just walks on her hand, off her hand, onto the table, and then just poof into this sort of almost like inky drop of shadow, which then just dissipates.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Yeah, certain tricks, I'm sure you could do similar, Kirik.
No, not exactly like that. Mine is a bit more radiant in a way.
Indeed. So, spiced wine.
Yes. And I go and get some.
A small
You
glass.
boys, you boys needn't worry. I am well versed in orders of court, the ways of men, the ways of women.
There's a clank as I'm trying to get the hand it over.
And she chuckles to herself.
Hand over the wine. Tell me more.
A lady never tells her secrets. Anyway, happy midwinters, boys.
Cheers.
Happy midwinters.
Assuming that this is mulled wine.
She lifts up the...
Why do I feel like she groomed us?
But so we're being played.
That
Check a
is-
pocket.
That is spectacular. Do you think you could bottle some? I know Mother would love it.
Bothrid, we need to start charging.
You're going to have to start charging for this. Yeah.
We need to
Bothrid, big
be
gleaming,
competitors with the Malt Masters.
big gleaming, toothy grin, sort of goes and bottles, and sort of hands it to her. She goes, "Oh yes, while I think of payment, Mother also sent this," and she 4 coin bags.
Oh, very nice.
I was told to say that this includes current payments and a great back payment for services rendered, or so she tells me. That made me chuckle, to be honest. Don't know what services you boys provide, but at that high price, my word.
You're too young to tell.
Well, I tell you what,
Maybe older than you, Andy. You'll never know.
when you go back and talk to your mum, maybe you can discuss about selling Bothrid's secret recipe here, and he can get a bit of a commission off it. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a fine idea.
I'm sure we'd enjoy that, wouldn't you,
And-
Bothrid?
What a better way to spend midwinters than sharing this wine with the village.
Oh, very good idea.
I will tell her. And as Ander immediately sort of slides the bag back, Ander being Ander, and as you look in, you will notice that there is, by your very quick rough estimations, there's about 600 gold pieces in there.
Nice. I'm going to put it in, and then it's all going to remove as soon as I'm told how much all my presents cost.
Indeed.
Can I have
kind of
had
hat?
enough time to have counted how many silver coins are in the bag?
Yes. Over a couple of days, there will be.
Took me a couple of days because I got to 50 and was
long
like,
list.
no, back to one. Oh, here we go.
One,
list.
two.
This was from the Dragon Horde, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dragon Horde in front of the
indeed.
chests.
There will be 2,000 silver pieces in that particular bag.
Oh,
Nice.
fucked up.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, 2,000 silver
That's only
pieces.
200 gold, isn't it? It's only 200 gold. Gift between friends.
That's a good point, actually, isn't it? You can buy it. I don't even know if it can buy.
Yeah,
I don't even know if it can buy even a standard healing potion. Alright, let's remove the bag of silver coins. There we go. That's that one.
2,000. So
This background music is good, actually, isn't it?
I guys like it.
good.
Thank you, Tabletop Audio.
Yep.
And Dave.
I didn't know whether tinsel was going to be too much tonight, but it looks good.
Right, that's that sorted. Just before I forget. Yes, Dave is the answer to that question.
Thank you.
Rather than me having to open WhatsApp again. So again, there is
Whispers.
there is a little bit
Whispers
of
happening everywhere.
a drinking session, and you get the impression that Lilith is very much she loves a good time. She's a little bit of a comedian, like to joke, but she is also a massive flirt. And she uses her womanly wiles, her figure, her nature to its advantages. But finally she says, well, alas, boys, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, crikey. At one point, I thought you got one of those truth things going again because Ander started spilling his beans. Good Lord Almighty.
Yeah, just like I blew up an idiot.
I'll cast Zone of Truth halfway through the evening.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
And we will have to discuss these wives in much more detail, I think.
I want to sniff your hair.
And she takes another sip and just lets out this long... It's almost like a song, the way she laughs. And then she places her cup down and she says, I must be off, boys. Let's do this again, though. This has been a lot of fun. And she puts on her cloak.
Nice
and
to meet you.
Does,
anyway.
she opens the door. And you too, boys. See you soon. Little wink. She then turns and disappears off out into the snow.
And you go and jump.
Tail.
Say again.
Does she have a sexy tail?
No.
Ah.
Oh dear.
And I think you need to go and jump in that snow and cool down. Bloody hell. Your your face is bright red.
It's because this hat is making me fucking sweat. Like these pigtails.
I was about to say. I'm boiling in this hat.
I love how committed to the cause we all are, though.
Have to.
Good stuff. And so the week passes. You all do your shopping and manage to get your various gifts. And we arrive at Midwinter's Day. But we are going to take a short break. And then when we come back, we're going to take a short break from the game as well.
Nice. Back in a minute.
As we all have a wank over the tiefling.
And then it went too far.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey,
So,
that's a bit like Queen. That's like
as we take a slight break from the game, it is Christmas. These boys have helped me most certainly through what has been a very, very piss poor year generally. We hope that Malt Magic has helped you, but as a sign of my appreciation, a token of my appreciation, have another sip of whiskey before we continue.
Woo!
I did send each of the boys a little gift. So I'm going to go first and let you open my gift because I am massively excited for you to open it.
I may have wrapped mine.
I'm going to apologise. I love that.
I'm amazed
So
I'm not
I
the only
will
one.
apologise in advance. It is not eco-friendly in terms of the internal wrapping. But crack on. I was so worried about these getting broken, but please do please do get into it. Go for it.
I would also
Is it
point
a
out the
box
fact that because, Matt, you didn't actually wrap it, it does actually mean that I can get in it in under 10 minutes. So I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah, so Dave and I have been best mates for well over 20 odd years now. Dave knows what my wrapping is like for Christmas presents. I like to cover every nook and cranny in cellotape.
Could you do that any louder, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay, it's right next to mine. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that wrapping.
But
Get in it.
before we started the
Don't
stream,
do the
I
reveal
pulled-
until everybody is...
I pulled the gaffer tape out. Oh no, I cut all the gaffer tape off the box because had so much gaffer tape around it. I was like, I'm not going to spend 30 minutes on stream trying to fucking do it.
Oh, I was really worried about these getting broken.
Oh. 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 Fucking hell. Try again.
Fucking sweet.
Oh, look at him.
Oh, yes.
Is everybody in?
Yeah.
Wait, not yet. No, I know what it is, but I haven't
I
opened
know
it
what
yet.
it is. I just can't. I'm in. Oh.
I've got it.
Go on then. 3, 2, 1. Hold it up.
It's a mini. It's a mini.
The camera's spazzing
I
out.
even
Yeah.
had Bothrid made.
Oh, hang on.
Nice.
What's that? There we go.
That's so
Now-
cool.
I might have to zoom out a little bit. So they are all
Look
of the
at
minis.
that.
So an absolute massive thank you to Hero Forge for them.
That's
I
very
was
cool.
worried about shipping to the UK. I was worried about getting them to you guys. But I think we can all agree that the colour printing options for Hero Forge are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That is like exactly how we had it done in our digital copies. That is absolutely sensational.
He
That's
is
so
smug
good.
as fuck
So this is
in
also
real
a
life.
promise. This is also a promise from me to you boys that when this general shitty malaise of a year is over and we are finally able to do a live show again, these minis are coming out
Going on a
and we are
table.
having a proper terrain map. And we are going to play some proper D&D
Proper terrain map?
physical style.
Imagine that.
Proper terrain map.
Look at that.
I don't think I'd know what to do if we did it in real life.
We would just be
That's what
laughing
we
all
always do, mate.
the
We'll just be
bloody
in-
time.
If I tell you, if I was smelling all of Dave's burps in real life, I wouldn't be happy.
I was about to say, yeah, you just be glad we're doing it remotely at the moment. Jesus. Oh man, this is fantastic. You do know that I'm not
That's
going to
so
I'm
cool.
not going to be involved in the rest of the storytelling tonight. I'm like, oh.
I've just put it by the side of my monitor. Just stays there, and that is it.
There you go. See, you've got your
He's so
character now.
cool.
So
He's so
every
good.
time you're playing now, you can have your character sat in front of you and you can just go, what would they do?
What would you do? Exactly.
What would Dargon do? Have a cigar. Okay, let's go.
I might get one of those bracelets. You know, like, what would Jesus do? I might just get a what would Amber do one.
There you go.
Thank you
So
very
this
much,
is
Matt.
also a reason why I think a month and a half ago I asked everyone to make sure all of their Hero Forge designs were up to date.
Because of the new token we needed. Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, because of the new tokens that I needed to create, and I was absolutely banging the buy button at that point.
Hang
Say
on a
again,
minute.
Merry
Right.
Christmas.
To
So
be fair, my token is the old one, isn't it? So yeah, I should have figured out the ruse then.
that's a very good
Do you
point.
know what I'm scared
We
about?
do indeed need to update yours actually, Danny. Yeah, we do.
I'm
But
scared of my 3-year-old touching it.
Hide it.
I'll have to. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
Cool. So I know there are another couple of gifts. Anybody else want to?
I was gonna say there are. Danny, do you want to go, or do you want to open mine?
You go. We'll open yours, Dave.
Awesome, cool. If you would like to open yours again, hopefully they've made it. There's hopefully a little less fragile than that, and I do hope they've made it.
Oh, I can't get the fuck out
Give
of
it
the
a
box.
utensil to open them, to be honest.
You see, I pre-cut all the
Oh,
sellotape.
that's cool. That's very cool.
So
Can't show it.
once you guys have
mate.
once you guys have
That's
all
so
opened
awesome.
it,
No way up.
there it is. So yeah.
We were going to get these as
You've all-
t-shirts, weren't we?
Well, the thing is, we made them just as blocks, but then I was like, well, I'll tell you what, I got
That's
a
cool as
set,
fuck.
right, and I got these back in like maybe early September or something. Whenever I got them created, I then suddenly decided to get them, and it was because of the fact that we were like, well, great, at some point we'll be able to do our a little sort of, you guys come down here, we all do a little recording at mine, and it'll be all great fun. So I got these in time for it, and then we never could do it. So, as a Christmas present, you all got them, but I wanted to just get you all 4 so that we could all have a bit of a laugh with them all.
I can't put a
Love
drink
it.
on them.
I was about to say, it's the one thing
my
I've
drink's
not.
already on my Dungeon Master one.
Yeah.
My drink's already. Now that I've now shown you them, I'm happy to use mine. I just didn't want to have like a really grotty one by the time that I was finally going to show you guys.
I am in love with those character ones. They're amazing.
So good.
So there we go.
We need
Enjoy
to get these as
and,
t-shirts.
So if
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we really
organisation
should.
Did you
shouldn't we?
use to? Which organisation did you use to get them created, Dave?
Ooh, I think it was, and I use many different printer thingies, but I think it's Printster. So they are fantastic for them.
So
We should have to give them a little bit of a
make
shout
sure we
out
send
for
out
that.
some links.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
will.
So,
I feel
well,
like
there
we'll
is a
save
massive
the
shout
words
out
till
to
last
Printster.
now.
They are
Because
awesome.
because it was basically you could buy just that, or you could buy 4 of the same thing, or you could buy it as 4 different ones, and it also came with the wooden chock. And I was like, I'm doing that because that's awesome.
We should have done mine
awesome.
first because mine's the worst.
Nah, it's not.
No, it's not. It may be
Mine's
wrapped
the
the
worst.
worst.
It may be wrapped the worst. Right? It's definitely wrapped the worst.
I did it with my feet.
It's awesome.
Alright, we're going for it then, Danny.
I'm
We
going straight
established
in.
last week that they're in kids' shoe boxes, so you, as a ruse.
Yeah. It's actually just a box that says,
Tiny
send
Dot
money.
Martins, mate.
Yeah, you've got a pair of Tiny Dot Martins. One of you's got a tiny pair of Vans, and I think the other one's got a tiny pair of Adidas.
Your kid has got the
That'll
coolest
be me.
shoes.
No,
Oh, I've got the Vans. I've got the Vans.
she's got
Oh,
cool
mate.
shoes on
Oh, mate,
her.
you shouldn't have.
Nice.
Get in.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
I
I'm
haven't
ready to
actually
do the
tried
reveal
it.
on 3.
So
I'm still gonna
hopefully
look, still gonna
you
look, still
haven't
gonna look.
either.
Oh, you beaut.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, boy.
Have you tried it
Legend.
before?
Stuck in a bit of malt from
Yeah.
Malt Magic and more.
Oh my goodness me.
I
Well,
haven't tried the stormy ones.
I now know what I'm going to be drinking next episode.
It's Zap
And with
and
that-
blend, them ones.
It is the Zap.
Oh, mate, thank you very much indeed. That's amazing. Super.
Very much.
Oh, sort of wish I could try them now, actually, but
Down and more.
Oh, we have a session to play, apparently.
Is there any reason why you can't try them now?
ask a point. Who cares about having 4 drinks on the go? Fine.
And of course, Samal's gift to us all is next week itself.
Oh yes,
Which I
yes,
am.
it will be.
Massively looking forward to.
It's going to be so silly. I'm going to love it so much.
It is going to be awesome. And I know Samal spent a fair bit of time planning. So yes, it is going
Amongst
to be
everything else going
a
on.
lot of fun. Yeah. So it's been horrendous, folks. Not necessarily for us, but I know Samal's had a bit of a
But I say,
torrid
what
time.
do you mean? You had a great weekend somehow. I don't know what you're on about.
It was so awesome. It was, so chill, and yeah, it was fun. Anyway.
Oh wow. Well, I'm just. If you don't mind, guys, I'm going to tweet out a photo of this. It's awesome.
How long
no,
before
don't go
it
into that.
becomes the Hunger Games?
Well, we'll see. What, District 12?
Yeah. Well, tier 12.
Tier 12. Right.
I tell you what, I'm getting so fucking hot in this hat. My head is
We might have to have a
sweating.
hat
And the
amnesty
jumper.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because it's got
I'm
fucking
repping
weight
today,
towers
though.
with it.
I am full on
Right.
repping today.
Super twat.
Nice.
Matt.
Mine just says, "Tis the season to get trolleyed."
Oh, get in!
Of course.
We've
Has
got a
everybody got
true
Wonder Woman? We've got
BBS. I would expect you to have your like Wonder Woman pants on, to be honest, mate.
Complete the trio.
Good stuff.
Right, anyway. D&D.
So,
What's this?
yeah, D&D. There was a little bit of a break. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you very much.
Merry
for
Christmas.
today. Awesome.
Merry
That is
Christmas,
fantastic.
Merry Christmas.
So as we now enter Midwinter's Day, you all come down, and I am going to do the same, Danny. And just take it off,
better.
to be
That's
honest.
better.
Because look at this now. Look at the
That's-
hat hair. Look at the hat
Oh,
hair.
That's better.
Uh,
Just have it on top
Still
of
got the
the
Christmas
headphones.
jumper on, we're good. So as we all wake up, Bothrid is again down first, getting some spiced wine together. There's some sort of weird fruit type of pies that he's put together and is sort of putting around. But around the keep and the village, there is a stillness, there is a silence as the whole village is indoors celebrating Midwinter's morning. And around the fireplace, you have all just sort of placed your gifts, each in little piles. But you also now notice that there are other additions to those piles as well. So, you all sit down at the table? What are we doing?
we all sit down at the table,
Indeed.
and then there's like a. Oh my god, boys! I think it's happening. No, I'm only joking.
it is the middle. It is the morning, so I didn't think it would happen quite now.
Bothrid is just sat there like,
Bothrid, it's your wine. I'm gonna blame that.
okay, if I may, I made gifts, and he places a long, thinnish bundle in front of Ander, a smaller, palm-sized, just tiny little thing in front of Kirik, and similar palm-sized item in front of Dargon.
Oh, Bothrid, thank you very much. Well, it looks like you're starting off the presents. Hey.
Thank you.
I was going to suggest we open the presents, so I'm glad you decided to start.
Oh, wonderful. Can we open them?
Happy
Can't see anything closed, can you,
winter.
Ander?
Go, open. Excited. Go. Want to see?
Cool, open them up.
We'll open.
So Ander just opens up, and what you find, Ander, is you sort of take the wrapping off, which is very, very loose, very piss poor wrapping. But you find some very finely made,
Bothrid did it, not Ander.
long wooden arrows that have been custom made by Bothrid. There is a feather on the back end, which you are totally unaware of what it is, but then there's some very fine steel arrowheads on it as well. On these arrows, there are 10 of them. They count as +1 arrows.
Oh, now we're talking.
Nice.
And
Nice.
the wood, as you notice it actually looks like vines that have knotted together in these long, thin cylinders. So there you go. You get 10 custom arrows from Bothrid.
I will
Nice.
hug him and give him the present that I got him in return.
And he sort of places it to the side and then looks eagerly at Kirik and Dargon.
Open mine. Definitely.
Yeah. I opened mine as well.
Dargon, as you open up yours, there is it looks like almost like a dried bit of clay or wood, but in the center of this, and it is slightly larger than your palm specifically, Goliath palm, but in the center there is a bear claw imprint.
Nice.
See what he did there.
I thought this would be fitting. I have bear totem. You have bear totem.
Bothrid, that's amazing. Do you know what? I'm going to keep it with me. And it's going to remind me that I can take control of this. Thank you.
We will help.
Yeah, you will.
And Kirik, as you open up yours, you find this very, very intricate vine, almost like an amulet, on a very simple leather band which you can hang around your neck. But as you now open it, there is a distinct symbol of the Raven Queen, which is made out of vines and dark leaves. No, you have symbol already, Kirik, but wanted to make new one.
It was incredible, Bothrid. Thank you very much. And I give him a hug as well.
And he sort of hugs your back and a little bit of a tear in his eyes. Never had family before. Not like this.
Yeah, you do now.
I'm not crying, you are.
There's me trying to set an emotional tone and just
Oh, brilliant.
as Bothrid then sort of sits back and he looks at the parcel. He said, very, very grateful. And he takes the first one, which is from Ander, and unwraps it. And as he unwraps it, he finds...
It is a book on foraging in the wild and a recipe book for cooking wild food and food you have foraged for yourself. So herbs, mushrooms, that sort of thing. So he can practice his chef skills on the road.
And he starts to flick through it. Oh, good food.
And hopefully you can find us some of those mushrooms we talked about.
Yes. Oh, new recipes to try. Yes, so pleased. Thank you. And he sort of jumps up, gives you a rushed hug. And then he turns and takes the second parcel and unwraps it from Kirik this time.
Mine will be a small box that has a piece of paper inside saying, go to the garden.
Can he read?
Oh. Go to garden. Okay. And he exits out the back door.
And as he kind of exits out the back door, and we all go, I assume, you see that during the evening I have planted a couple of magical seeds that have essentially turned the garden into the forest that I kind of imagine from the conversation that we had with Bothrid, the forest where he came from and where he grew up in. And there's a couple of kind of illusory animals popping by every so often. And yeah, so basically a place for him to kind of focus his magical properties.
And Bothrid spends a good 5 minutes just walking around, sort of feeling the plants around him, marveling at the illusory animals, and at this point, full-on emotional breakdown, bursts into tears. There's just tears flowing from Bothrid's eyes.
It's okay, Bothrid. It's let it out.
Like home.
I tried. If there's anything that you want to change, we can just get a couple more seats.
No. This home now. This is perfect.
Crap, I blew my present out of the water.
No. They go
As
together.
it's now
it's
a
synergy.
competition. They do go together. As then Bothrid sort of grabs you all. More presents. Throws you all back inside.
Hey, Bothrid, you got to have mine.
And he takes that parcel and unwraps it. And as he unwraps it, he finds
a tome that describes a selection of creatures that would possibly be suitable for stuff he could transform into. Things that he may have not seen before. So that he can better understand them, and obviously if you've not actually seen them before, he now sort of understands them, and can possibly change into them.
Hope it's got dinosaurs in it.
They are of a specific...
To flick through the pages. Bothrid runs out the front door for a second, and then you just hear this. Oh, that was cool. As then Bothrid sits by the fire, just head in these books that he's been given, and every now and again he disappears out to the garden as the rest of you begin to exchange gifts. So who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Cool.
I hand to Ander. There is this strangely kind of wrapped up. It's like a chest kind of thing, and to Dargon it will be kind of a small kind of rectangular kind of wrapping thing.
So is it like a chest where I open the chest?
Yeah, I mean it's wrapped. So where you open the chest, you see inside there is this.
It's a mimic.
Kind of there is this metal. It's actually the chest from the lighthouse, and you just become poisoned and die again.
And it falls down dead.
Inside of this chest, it's kind of placed in the center. There is this weirdly like metallic ball with 4 kind of inserts that you can place in. And as you kind of are wondering what it is, I take the ball up, I place it on the ground, and I press this button on the top, and the ball just levitates off the ground and just starts kind of moving around over like in the air, and then all of a sudden 4 darts kind of come out of it and start kind of aiming at you in a way that like you can dodge. And I explain, this is something I got from Mephisto. It allows you to both train your dodging capabilities and also serves as target practice. As I press another button, and you see that it kind of starts moving in a really erratic manner. Yeah. It's essentially the training.
Like the orbs from the Jedi ones.
It's essentially the training droid from Star Wars, yeah.
And I will say this, that training with that particular item for a period of time may have certain effects.
Must train with it.
Yeah.
Danny, disconnect before you do anything you might regret online.
What do I put that in my equipment as?
Training sphere.
Yeah.
Jedi drone. Right. Okay.
Marksman Age Combat Remote Drone.
Basically, I've got to now go and homebrew this item, and then I will put it into your character sheet for you.
Good luck. Yeah.
Kirik,
That's it.
The coolest thing that I haven't stolen for myself that I've ever seen in my life.
Mephisto had a lot of fun with the request. So
I hope. Yeah. I hope your haggling skills have improved, and he he didn't rip you off.
Sure.
Insight check. Which I'm not even going to make because I was opening my present. It was just a joke. So yeah, I am unwrapping my present.
As you unwrap your present, you see inside there's a book, and it is the very on the cover. You see a big symbol of a sun occupying the entire page, and as you are flicking through, you see that this is a book of tales and prayers related to Paylor.
Nice.
That you can kind of go through and kind of relates the history of the deity and provides some guidance for prayers and meditation.
Oh, wow, Kirik, this is amazing. As you know, I'm pretty damn new to all of this. So I think this is going to be really helpful. Thank you. I kind of feel like I do go in as the hammer I wield quite often. So I think this may be able to help me a little better.
And
I thought it would be something that you would enjoy.
Studying that book for certain periods of time may have certain effects.
Nice.
Nice.
I might say, Kirik, that I'll read this later, and I don't want this anywhere near me in the next day or so, just in case something happens.
Of course.
But I will start reading this tonight, but then I better hide it. Which, I have to say, I think I might give you the presents I've got you, if that's alright.
Yes, please.
So I hand, first of all, Kirik a sort of seems to be sort of a medium-sized parcel. It's quite squishy, and I hand that one over wrapped, and then I hand over a very unusual-looking sort of smallish parcel over to Ander.
I open mine up.
So you open yours up, Kirik, to find a cloth item, and you find that it is a cape. It smells a bit weird. No, it does.
What a gift.
Oh yeah, no, it does.
It smells a little bit like fart, to be honest.
Yeah, smells a little bit of sulphur, a little bit.
What colour is it? What does it kind of look like?
That is a very good question.
It is a fiery orange-red colour with gold trim.
Ooh.
That's going to clash with your move. That's going to clash with your shield.
That's true.
I have to admit that I also got this from Mephisto, and his eyes lit up when I asked for something of this particular ilk. But I think it might be able to get you out of trouble if you need to.
Interesting. So Mephisto knows what we got each other then, in this case.
Pretty much.
Mephisto is some kind of Midwinter's father of sorts.
Would you like me to explain it a little less cryptic?
Yes, please. That'd be great.
While wearing it, you can use it to cast Dimension Door as an action.
Yes.
You cannot then use it until the next dawn, so you can only use it once, and when you disappear, there will be a cloud of smoke in the place that you left and in the place that you arrive, and it will then dissipate after the end of your next turn. So use it wisely when you are fucked.
Okay.
So it is the cape of the Mountebank, or
Yes.
Mountebank, however you want to
Which
say
you should
that.
be able to find in the D&D Beyond.
Ooh.
My gifts are
It
not
will be in your
enough
basic
now.
rules, page 157.
That's the one.
Magic weapon. Does it require attunement?
It does not, and I made sure to check that it doesn't.
Thank God. Thank God.
I was very, very, very sure that I needed to make sure that that wasn't
Because I don't have
I
any
think you're all
attunement
getting to
slot
the point
left.
where you've got that many attuned items now.
Yeah.
It was very, very clear that I was like, I need to make sure that this is something else. Ando.
Oh, I feel like I'm underwhelmed now. So I will give.
Oh, you got your present from me.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'll underwhelm even more then. Go on.
So you open up yours.
Yeah.
And a set of weird sort of leather and glass spectacles drop out. Goggles to you and I. I believe these, Anda, should allow you to see without some light.
Yeah, I can see it in the dark.
Yeah, you can. To a range of 60 feet, you have dark vision while wearing them, and no, they do not require attunement.
Oh,
And these are known as the goggles of night, and they look very much like an owl's eyes and a little owl's beak that covers your nose, with this leather strap behind.
So you can look a proper twat while wearing them, but at least you'll be able to see.
It'll be dark, no one can tell.
They look
cool, they look cool.
Which, I believe that makes me the only person who can't see in dark, but it's fine. You are, after all, the ranged guy. You need to definitely be able to see on a regular basis.
no, I'm going to look like an absolute tool, and then they're going to. I'm going to go on Hero Forge tomorrow and add them straight on if I'm allowed. Oh, Matt, you're going to have to send me another miniature with them on.
You can fuck off.
Oh, it's even come up on my D&D Beyond Dark Vision sense.
Oh, nice.
Same. Dimension
There we
door.
go. Thank you, D&D Beyond.
I'll be watching Lilith have a toilet now.
Dimension.
Said
And I'll
dark
take them
vision,
back.
not fucking X-ray vision.
Dispel magic on the goggles.
So, I've gone for practical gifts. I also went to Mephisto's, so we definitely collectively had our pants down. So I give to Dargon a gilded engraved mahogany box, and when he opens the box, he will find a row of the finest cigars he has ever seen in his life.
Nice.
But I have been told that these are crafted from a one-of-a-kind type of material. Now, the mountain monks, who usually burn this to go into a fugue state while they're doing their meditation to calm them down, that material has been put into these cigars. So the reason I bought them is I thought if you're ever going to go into a werebear rage, these cigars might bring you back and center you. They're calming cigars.
Then I think that I will be having one of these sooner rather than later. Thank you
I think
very
you should
much.
chain smoke them for the rest of the day. Yeah.
And I, to be honest, I definitely get one out and just start just sit there with it, not lit, just sort of like, yeah, that's pretty good.
They smell really weird.
Yeah.
You do feel a sense of relaxation, however, you do also suffer a penalty to your perception as a result.
Nice. What?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Unlit or lit?
Sorry, did you light it?
No, unlit for now.
Okay, ignore everything I've just said.
That's fine. I would light it eventually. I'm just sitting there unlit for now.
And
So yeah, you will roll your perception at disadvantage, but you will be distinctly relaxed.
Nice.
oof,
Nice.
and I will hand over to Kirik. It's in a little wrapped up leather satchel almost, but when you unravel it, you will see a silver-laced raven feather quill with it's a journal, but when you open the journal up, it looks like a raven spreading its wings.
Nice.
So that's kind of the shape of the book. And I know you like to write notes and write journals, essentially, but whatever you write in this book can only be seen by your eyes.
Nice.
Like
That's
a
pretty
book
cool.
of secrets, almost.
This will also give you advantage on any investigation checks you make while using this to make notes of an area.
How about that for making up as you go along between me and Matt?
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'd already had that in the back of my mind, mate. I was just watching you struggle.
Well, the bit I added off the top of my head was the bit that only Kirik can see what he writes in it. I thought I'll add that in. That sounds cool.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'll roll with that. I like it.
Like that.
And at this
like
point, you're all well into a couple of glasses of the spiced wine. You're eating what are effectively mince pies.
Hey, Kirik. Hey, disappear. See what happens. Oh, no. Do you wanna?
And I've got my goggles
Bothry
on.
goes.
I've turned all the lights
Turned
off
all the lights off.
to test my goggles out.
Hey,
It is
Dargon,
morning,
disappeared
however,
now.
so there is sunlight beaming through.
Is it like when you put night goggle
At this point,
visuals
Yeah,
on?
like, oh my god.
Bothrid lifts up the crate that Annabelle brought and places it on the table. Shall we open from the Malt?
Oh,
Masters?
yeah.
Of course, we should definitely do that.
And he lifts off the top of this crate, and inside are 4 distinctly wrapped parcels, if you like, bottle bags, each addressed to one of you. I'm just going to go down the line. And as you lift yours, the note says, while your charm is something to behold, let this enhance it further. And as you now unwrap the bottle of whiskey, it is very dark in colour. There's almost a purplish hue to it. Almost a purplish hue, almost like a lilac to it. And you read, the label on the front says, Charm of the Dunce, 8 years old, 46.7%. And at the bottom is just the imprint of the Maltmasters Guild. And now again, I will add all these items to your equipment. But effectively, it's not a big bottle. There's about 3 uses of this, 3 drams, if you like, out of this bottle. It will give you a +1 to charisma for an hour, but will give you a -1 to wisdom for that same hour.
We all know that I'm very wise.
Kirik, as you open yours, there is a note that says something to enhance that which is already within. And as you pull out the bottle, same size to under, you see a label that says Miser's Ruin, 14 years old, 56.4%. Maltmaster's symbol at the bottom again. This will grant you 3 uses again, +1 to wisdom for 1 hour, but a -1 to intelligence for that same hour.
Ooh. Is that score or modifier?
Modifier, sorry.
Cool. Yeah, makes sense.
You had me
Awesome.
questioning that then.
Yeah, sorry.
Doggone, yours is probably the largest bottle. And as you take it out, it is just a plain bottle. But around the neck, there is a note which says, should you ever need to be free of it, drink this.
Nice.
As you look at the bottle, the liquid is clear, but there are very dark red flecks that appear in it as the liquid sort of swirls around. And that is all that is on that bottle.
I put that straight in the bag of holding to keep it safe.
And Bothrid then takes his own out, and he has a similar sized bottle to Ander and Kirik. And as he takes it out, there is a label that reads Beast's Call. 13 years old, 43.5%, and that is effectively imbued with a potion of animal friendship.
Nice. Very cool.
Bothrid then goes to the fire and finds the gifts that were brought to the door. So he hands Ander the gift from Johannes, hands Dargon the gift from Thelania and Nerthim, hands Kirik the gift from Nerthim, and then takes for himself the gift from the blender. So again, going down the line, Ander, as you open up your parcel from Johannes, it's a rectangular bundle. You find a leather-bound book, and on the front it just says Songs of the Ages. And as you open it, you find a songbook with musical notation underneath. Studying this book in its entirety will give you a +2 to performance checks.
Fucking hell.
Whoa, that's huge.
What, forever?
Kieran.
Oh, temperate.
Yep.
A permanent +2. Ooh.
Studying that book in its entirety will be a +2. I didn't say how long that was going to take.
Yeah, it's a fucking 1,000-page book.
Kirik, as you take the bundle from Bothrid, the gift from Nerthim, it says on the front, "May this at least provide some shining lights in the darkness." And it's signed Nay. As you open it up, you too find a book. But instead of a tome of song or a tome of recipes, this is a book of locations. And it is a location of every Raven Queen temple in the land of Nialin.
Nice.
Studying that book in its entirety will give you a +2 to religion.
We're not going to be talking to each other for the next few episodes, are we? I'm just going to read my book.
Everyone in their rooms.
I'm reading.
Dargon, you take the parcel from Bothrid, which is from Thelania and Nay, and this one is actually written by Thelania, and she says, "From my library to yours, to help you understand." And you too unwrap a leather-bound book. This one much darker, and in purple lettering on the front, it says The Warlock's Pact.
Ooh.
And as you sort of flick through, there is a lot of description about warlocks, their pacts, and how things work. Reading this book in its entirety and understanding it, studying it, will give you a +2 to Arcana.
Ooh, nice.
Permanently.
Ooh.
Merry Christmas.
Bothrid then opens up his gift, which is just signed from your friend, the Blender. And as he opens it up, he too has a book. But this book has a wooden cover, and there are flowing vines and flowers that sort of pop out and then shrink back here and there. And it is a book on wild flowers. And Bothrid, if he ever manages to study that book in its entirety, will get a +2 to nature.
Nice. big bonuses there. Crikey.
There are some big bonuses there.
That is awesome. That is amazing.
It is at this point, and it's probably taken you a couple of hours to finally get through the presents, and there's some other gifts there, just some sort of other gifts from different people. And did we do... No, we didn't. Yes, we did. We did Bothra's gifts already.
Yeah, those are the first ones.
Yep,
Yeah.
Sorry. So many notes, struggling to figure it out. Eventually you hear a bell begin to toll. And then you hear the sound of feet. Sort of like marching through.
Attack! We're being attacked! We're being attacked, guys! Oh my god, earthquake! I think I've had too much wine, guys. I'm so sorry.
Pokes his head out the door. Village inside keep. Lots of villagers in keep. Should we investigate? Problem maybe?
Check what that's about. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Sure.
As you now exit and make your way past the temple into sort of the central courtyard of the Maltmaster's Keep, it is filled with villagers. There are guards sort of lining the edges of the courtyard. And then you see, as you look up towards the castle itself, Castle Maltstack, there is a raised dais, whatever you want to call it, dais, and the four Maltmasters are stood in their furs. Snow has begun to fall gently again. And the Cooper then stands up, bangs a warhammer on the floor. My friends, a happy Midwinter's Festival. We hope you have all enjoyed your festivities this morning. As is our custom, we gather here today as a village, as a family, to give thanks. To give thanks to each other. To give thanks to this land. And to promote best wishes for the future. My blessing for this year is the blessing of strength. May you all have the strength to see through this next year, no matter the hardships. I wish you all a good year. And he sits. The blender this time then stands, and behind her you can see the figure of Lilith, wrapped in furs, still looking very attractive. Winks at a couple of guards, you notice, as the blender stands up. My friends, we have had a year. New friends, old friends returning. There is a buoyancy to the air this year. Yes, we have had uncertainties, but there is promise. I gift you all the blessing this year of nature. May your crops, may your gardens, may your spirits grow. And she then sits. And the stillman then stands. My blessing is not a blessing this year. But this new bell you have all heard, reforged, remade. It is the bell of joy, but also the bell of warning. If ever danger is near. We promise to ring the bell. And there is a sort of muttered round of applause as everybody's a bit like, oh, it's a bell. And the stillman sits down. And then the distiller stands. Fine gifts so far. Fine, fine gifts. Yes, a good year. But unlike my brothers and sisters, I foresee hard times ahead. And so my blessing is the blessing of courage. Let us all stand together. Let us all stand as one, regardless of the hardships we see throughout this next year. We are all a family. You have all been welcomed into the castle grounds today for the celebrations, but know this. No longer shall the gates remain closed. Should you need it, the castle grounds are open to all. No longer shall Castle Maltstack and the village of Glen Tuag stand separate. From this day forward, we are united. We are one. We are all. And with this there is a distinct cheer, and then from some way in the back somebody starts a song, and it is a song of midwinter, and one by one the whole of the village, the maltmasters themselves, they all join in this chorus of song, and the stillman turns, points, and the bell rings. Dong, dong. And the cooper stands once more.
And everyone takes Nikos.
A happy midwinter to all. Let's all go get drunk.
While they're all doing that, Dargon puts his hand into the bag of holding, remembers one of the gems that we got a while back, one of the colourful ones, the tiger eye gem, brings it out, pops it in his hand, casts light on it, and then casts levitate and lifts it up into the air as it beams out.
And you
this light.
see a child turn. Mummy, 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 look, what's that? What's that, mummy? And eventually there's a look. And there's a sense of wonder as this song comes to a close, as your tiger eye gem just floats, and I'm assuming you just let it float across.
Yeah. Well, I just float up and down, so it just float. I just bring it just slowly up and down, and then I bring it down into my hand again.
And I'll play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on my pan flute.
Make me a performance check, actually, with advantage.
Ooh. Here comes some. 20 altogether. Happy with that.
20 altogether. You very quickly get the tune of this song, and you break out the pan flute and begin to play along as this midwinter song, it choruses out, and you play along, and a couple of people, as it is quite a merry song, almost like a jig, and you see people begin to dance, and then you notice that the guards themselves are starting to roll barrels out into the courtyard, and they are just then getting these basically crowbars and popping the lids. And from noon now, as it is sort of the middle of the day, through the rest of the day, there is just merriment, there is drinking. The maltmasters themselves do not move from that dais, but the villagers approach. Some lay gifts, others just bestow their thanks upon them. The guards sort of twitch nervously every time a villager approaches, but generally there is a sense of merriment, there is a sense of frivolity, fun, enjoyment, happiness. And the day carried out. Anything in particular anybody would like to do for the rest of the afternoon or day?
Go up to the Malt Masters. Pardon me for intruding. I would just like to thank you very much for our wonderful gifts, and in particular for mine. I've made the decision to accept the current issue in the hopes that it can be of benefit to us, but I am grateful that you have provided us an exit. I hope that this is something that will work for all of us.
The distiller looks at you, slightly tipsy. You are most welcome, Dargon. And we suspected as much that would be your choice.
You've been on Bothrid's wine, have you? It's very nice.
It is a fine wine. You must send our... What's the word, blender? What's the word? Congratulations.
I was going to go with condiment, but I was wrong. So, yeah, no, you're good.
Compliments.
That's the one.
Compliments to Bothrid. Please send our compliments.
He will be delighted. And I must also say thank you again for allowing him to be part of all that is here. It has had quite the effect on him, and we're all very glad to not be the only ones who have accepted him.
And the Cooper chimes up. It is earned. He's done as much as you.
He has indeed.
He can make a fine member of the guild.
He will, especially as the fact that he apparently can make better wine than any of us can. You'll keep him around more than we will.
I think we may have to indict him into some of the distilling properties.
But he's
maybe get him into the.
He's sticking with us while we need to go out. I'm afraid he'll have to fight us over him.
Of course. But as he returns, yes, I think he would do well in the process.
He will indeed. I will let you continue with the frivolities and with Bothrid's wine, and I will bid you adieu.
While Dagon's been doing that, I have actually set myself up almost a carnival stall using my new Jedi training orb to bet punters. You know, like a coconut alley.
You're the
kind
coconut.
Like that, but like that with the ball, so that that's all done about, and they've got to try and hit it with rocks to win. And I'm betting them that they can't.
Okay, what the fuck kind of check do I ask for that one?
Sorry, Matt.
Actually,
Oi, McCarney!
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm not very good at persuasion. I rolled a 6.
A 6. You get a couple of people partake of it, maybe 4 or 5. Bear with. How much are you betting per throw?
5 silver.
5 silver. That's right, I've now got to do maths, so bear with.
Okay then, 7.5 silver.
Back off. You end up with winning 14 silver pieces in total.
Alright, I'll take that. I shall take that.
Cool. And the fun and frivolity continues. And there are There's a lot of drunkards. The whole town, the whole village is having great fun at this point. And then the sun begins to set.
Do I feel anything?
You do. As the sun begins to dip over the horizon, you find yourself no longer enjoying things, but there is a distinct knot in your stomach and a rage beginning to flow. Little things begin to annoy you. Somebody knocks over a cup. A child bumps into you. And you find yourself begin to just... And as you now look at your hands, you can see that the nails are slightly longer than they first appeared.
I shall pause before I say what I'm going to say.
We're just going to give Kirik a quick moment.
Do I notice?
There we are.
So,
Sorry.
yeah. So, somehow the Dargons started to get angry with simple things. Started to have a little knot in his stomach, and fingernails are suddenly starting to grow.
Am I anywhere near Dragon at this point to notice?
Make me a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Oh, that would have been really good if you had said disadvantage. 9.
9, no.
Am
You are
I
too enraptured with the frivolity.
Am I near Kirik or Bothrid?
Bothrid at this point is handing out wine. Kirik, where were you during this whole process? Dargon did go up to the Malt Masters. Did you follow? Were you...
I think I would have gone to the Malt Masters to kind of talk to them about the presents and to thank them, yeah. So I guess I would be with Dargon. I would probably be aware that we're getting to the point. So I would kind of keep Dargon in check.
Okay, make me a perception check then, please.
Perception check. Well, that is a natural 1.
A natural 1.
For a total.
You don't
total
notice
6.
this. You don't notice any changes in Dargon, but the villagers are not beginning to leave at this point. It is early evening. If anything, fires are beginning to be lit. Braziers are being brought out and ignited, so there's now these pockets of fire, and all around the snow is starting to fall a little bit heavier now, but just doesn't seem to bother people. They're enjoying the merriment.
With the fact that I said that I wanted to be around my friends and I knew that we had a plan, how much of a control, how much of notice do I have of this so that I may think to actually go back to Kirik?
I'm going to say make me a wisdom check with disadvantage, please.
Yeah, okay.
Just a straight wisdom check.
Oh, well, rolled a 13 and an 18, so that's a 13.
So with the 13, you know you should be going somewhere. You shouldn't be in this place with people. That feeling of rage starts to really roil within you as the sun just dip over, and it begins to get darker and darker and darker, and you now have
Would I have
of,
any sense of sort of where I think I would want to be if I know that I don't want to be here?
So with the 13, you just know you need to be away from the villagers.
Do I know the quickest way out of the keep? Is there any way out of it that isn't straight into the village? The only other way I
Make
can
me a
think of it.
survival check, please.
Where's survival? What did I just roll? 12.
You've been here a few times, not enough to really understand the quickest route out. You remember where your home is, and in your mind you know that there are trees in the keep itself. It's almost like little pockets of woods surrounding this square.
And I know there's actually a couple of trees behind or around our house as well.
There are a significant amount of woods,
Then I think
as a wooded area around those houses.
Then I would say that my instinct, my survival would be to head back to the home at this point.
Okay.
Because of the draw also to the woods around it.
So you do begin to turn and make your way, and the occasional villager sort of bumps into you, the occasional drunkard. And as one bumps into you, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Oh dear.
That is a 17.
Oh, good throw.
17.
Good roll, even.
They bump into you, and that rage sort of rears its ugly head within inside you, but you realise it's just a villager. You shake it off, and you sort of push them out of the way and make your way back towards the waters.
Do we notice Dargon leaving at all?
I will say make me a perception check. Danny, yours will be at disadvantage, please.
14.
6. Oh dear.
Danny's well into the merriment at this point. Anders is well into the merriment at this point, I should say. Kirik, you now, having realised the sun has set, are looking around for Dargon. You don't see him, but you do hear a bit of a commotion coming from sort of the southern edge of the courtyard as a villager gets shunted out of the way, and you hear sort of a guttural, a bit of a growly retort. You can't hear the words themselves.
I will kind of follow that.
Sounds like a Wookiee.
I will follow the commotion kind of area.
And as you get to the commotion area, the clouds above you part, and a full moon shines down.
Beware
And at
the
that
moon.
point, you just hear this as Dargon, full on, limbs begin to fold and curl round, and you transform into this very large black bear.
Do I increase in size?
You will stay similar size because you are now on all fours.
It's still fucking big, though, isn't
And
it?
there are screams from the villagers as they all begin to step back and sort of recoil around you. Your only thoughts at this point, Dargon, as a bear, are going to be woods away from people.
Yeah.
But you will have very little conscious thought of which direction to go or how to get there.
Then I head to whatever seems to be the closest direct woods near me. And I go in a beeline.
So you begin to barrel your way, and you find there are woods around you, but there are still villages, there's still houses. Eventually you find the river or the stream itself that flows through the Montmaster's Keep, and you see a metal grating, which is sort of like the outlet for this river. And it is partially raised, as there is significant water flow coming through, so they've raised it to allow the water to flow through, and you immediately just jump into the water as you bear and begin to run your way through out there, and you make it out and escape into the forest beyond. Kirik, you have seen this transformation. You have seen Dargon go full bear, and you've seen him run.
I will follow. As I'm following, I will kind of take got a bottle of wine with me, and I will kind of take a sip out of it, throw it up in the air, and I will say an incantation, and I'm going to cast a 3rd level false life on myself. So I will gain 15 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Okay, so you follow, and you can spot the bear tracks. You follow them, but you follow them up to the river, and that's where they disappear. I will say you then hear the splashes of the bear escaping out of the southern wall, and you follow on from there. Bothrid at this point has also noticed that you are making a beeline out, and Bothrid has just thrown out the remaining bottles, grabs Ander by his cloak, and just yanks him. Time to go. And at this point, Andy, you realise that we have hit that point.
Say again.
You went a bit, a bit broken up there, mate.
I was going to. You just see me yoink off stage left. As he...
Yeah.
As Bothrid is dragging you along.
Who wants another coin?
Catches up with Kirik, and the three of you now make your way out of this metal grating and into the woods to grandmother's house. So I had to throw it in there. Agony.
Dave, I'm on 88.
Ah, yes.
Not for long.
Bear with. Bear with. Sorry, 88 was it?
Yeah. It's 15 temporary.
Damn. Okay.
Does anyone know how to catch a bear?
Yeah, with cheese.
Well,
Come
that was
on,
the
bear.
question.
Sorry, I had to say it.
Oh, you right.
Oh, I had to say it.
Disadvantage.
Or with marmalade. Depends on the bear. So Adlib, while I just finish this.
You just make a Paddington
Yeah, I was about to say,
bear.
you guys just sort that out for a second. Just talk amongst yourselves.
How are we going to do this? Oh, it's false life. It's not concentration. Great, lasts for an hour. Brilliant. Good.
I really don't know how to catch a bear. I'm thinking... Bothrid, could you get through to him? Or do we just lasso him and tie him up?
I mean, we could just blast him, but... Oh,
Have you ever heard the phrase, don't poke the bear?
Not one I'm familiar with, no. Don't think. Don't poke the dragon.
Bothrid then chimes up. Like, be bear. Maybe smell. Maybe help.
Maybe
can
a
we,
lady bear on
do we,
heat.
do we find any tracks of that? Do we have any idea where he is?
Make me a survival check, please.
Oh dear,
Can I
survival.
assist?
Ooh,
You can assist.
nice. So that will be a natural 20
Cool.
for a total of 25.
Natural 20. You manage to find the bear tracks in the snow, quite easy to figure it out. And you manage to track through the woods. And eventually the trees do start to get closer, but you can hear just the bear sort of...
Do you want the map up?
Yeah, if you want to put the map up, you can put the map up now, sir. So you are now in the middle of Glentoag Woods. And
Is that the size of a paw?
there are trees around you. Well, we'll find out what that is in a second. you can hear the sounds of a bear coming from the south, slightly southeast.
Head there. Make our way there.
Cool. With that, everyone roll initiative.
I was going to text this to you, Matt, but I was going to ask, are you controlling the bear?
You are controlling the bear.
You're just going to give me a few tips. Yeah?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
what I need you to do...
Right, so my first question is, if I still technically have advantage from the hammer on initiatives, do I roll 1 or 2 die here?
So you will only roll 1 die because you are in full bear form.
Fine, yeah.
Your equipment
Thank
has no
God for that.
effect.
Yeah.
Has he dropped all of his equipment? He must have
Not
done.
dropped, it just... that's a good point, actually. I don't know.
Otherwise, it's a bear in a kilt with
Pretty
some weird
much.
plate armor on.
Yeah.
It's going to look like stuff from his dark materials.
Which I believe it
He's
says...
like Hulk.
Sorry, I'll
He's
let
like
Matt
Hulk
do
the
it.
kill just
Yeah.
goes with him.
Your equipment would have been dropped as you went bear form.
Okay, cool.
It's not going to fit on a bear.
Fits a Goliath.
I have to remember that.
Right, so, sorry. Mine was 9. So... Hey, what else we got?
19.
Okay. Kirik.
8.
And... good old... Bothrid.
Bothrid is going to roll initiative of 17.
Okay.
So those initiatives were...
That.
And
One first.
the bear.
I've now been nerdy enough to make sure that my Excel sheet does it for me.
And Kirik. Okay, so Andy, you can hear the sounds of the bear coming from the southeast, mainly to the south.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
I will go towards the sound. So if I'll go as far as I can south, if I don't see him, I'll use my cunning action to dash to go even further
15,
south.
20, 25, 30. Your movement speed is...
30.
So that will get you to there, and you now see
So
a
can
black bear just milling about here.
So does he have the hit points of a bear now? Or is that
I might
metagaming?
find that out.
Okay. So what I will do then...
Do you know the
I
hit
will-
points of a bear off by heart?
Of course I do. So I will cast Sleep at 2nd level, which will allow. So I'll roll 7d8, and if that's equal to or more than his hit points, he will fall asleep for a minute.
Roll away.
So should we see how that goes? 7d8. 2, 3, 4, 5,
78.
6, 7. Don't be shit, don't be shit, don't be shit. Ah, that was wank. Loads of 2s and 1s in there. Guess out of 78, guess how much I got?
How much you get?
12?
26. Well, not that bad. 26. Out of a possible, like, what, 56? That's wank, innit? It's not even half.
So, I
That
do
doesn't,
believe...
unless its hit point at 26, it did not work.
No, that spell washes over Dargon in bear form and there is a distinct roar.
Well, you get
As we
fireball,
then go over
motherfucker.
to Bothrid. Bothrid is going to immediately use a bonus action, of course. Hang on, is it a bonus action?
Phenomena.
Wild shape. It's a full action. He is just going to go, and his form 2 grows, and he becomes a brown bear.
Oh dear.
So he is going to become slightly larger. He will move first, so 5, 10. Comes a brown bear, roars, and is then going to go 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, steps right next up to Dargon. And is just going to roar in bear speak. But that bear speak is going to say to you, Dargon, stop, friend. Make me a wisdom saving throw, please. With disadvantage.
Sorry, this is very new. Is this my stats or the wisdom stats of the bear?
This will be, for this one, the wisdom stats of the bear.
What does a saving throw do? Is that just what I see
Unless
there in the
it's
brackets?
specifically called out, it is exactly just the wisdom modifier.
Fine. Cool. So new to this lot.
Yeah. Welcome to Monster.
Yeah.
Welcome to NPC character sheets.
Yeah, no, I get used to it. Right. So 16.
16. So you do... Was that with disadvantage, sorry?
10.
10. So despite the roar of friend, the rage is just flowing through you. You are not happy. Something has changed. Dargon, as in Goliath Dargon, is there somewhere, but you are not thinking straight, and you just roar back at Bothrid. And it is now your turn. You do not view anyone around you currently as a friend.
So, do I still have the get away from people, or is it now a sort of fight or flight? As in, sorry, yeah, it would
There
fight
is
or
a
flight.
bear in front of you.
Very well. And what about the thing we spoke about with bears not wanting to pass stuff on? Is that something I know about
This is
yet?
the first change.
Yeah.
It is the most violent.
Then I do
God.
believe that will be the multi-attack. Annoyingly. I don't think it would be anything else. So, that will be... that can't be 2 claws, that has to be 1 of each, is that right? I'm trying to read it.
It's 1 claw attack. You can make 2 claw attacks, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if that's something I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, 2 claw attacks. So we've got an 8 to hit, and then a 19 to hit.
The 8 doesn't hit, but the 19 does hit.
Okay. That will be one of them. Can't use that. Use that. So that is 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
5 points of slashing damage.
I did just do that, right? Didn't I?
To Bothrid. And you still have movement if you wish it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to understand this. I'm just double checking. I would have a higher hit to hit as the other stats than the one you sent me, Matt. Technically,
Say again?
potentially. I'd have a +7 from...
So you're in bear form, remember?
Yeah. Okay, try not to give too much
So
away here.
you're-
You said black bear.
Any of Dargon's stats.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. This is difficult to say without giving it away to you guys.
Do you want me to take my headset off?
Yeah,
So
take your headset
take-
off, guys. Just for a sec. Right. Okay.
Take the black bear stats,
Yeah.
as in physical stats.
Yeah.
The immunities.
Yeah, it's just that
and
if I
any of
take
the
if I take
special
the
abilities
actions,
will come from the werebear.
yeah, but if I take the actions, all right. I'm just saying this. All right, claws from the black bear was a +3 to hit, and it's a 2d4 +2, right? However, from the
Take the
werebear,
werebear form.
the werebear
Yeah.
is +7 and 2d8 +4. So
Yeah.
it's a hell of. So I'm just
Yeah,
that right.
so
I did that
use
wrong. So we need to go
use
back.
the werebear. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's what I
That's
wanted
fine.
to check. So
Use the werebear.
yeah,
And just use the werebear stats from now on. We'll keep it simple. Use the
Yeah.
werebear stats. So your AC is 11 in bear form.
which I've got. Yeah.
Yep. You can use those same actions that you've got on there. Your immunities are as per there, and
Yeah.
all of your stats are as per the werebear.
Fine. That as I say, that was the thing. I just
Okay.
double checked, and I was using black bear, and I needed to use werebear, so we're back.
That's fine. That's my bad. So
That's
cool.
fine.
We're good.
Danny's out of it completely. Hello, Danny.
I think
He's
he's
frozen.
I think he's. I thought he was frozen. Yeah.
We thought you were frozen
I'm
there
back.
for a second, mate.
Right, sorry. What did I
Cool.
say before? It was an 8 and something else to hit. I can't remember what it was. now.
8 and a 19.
It
That's what he
was
said.
a
Right, 8 and a 19.
yeah.
So actually, sorry, both of them hit because it was so it'd be a 12 and a much higher than the A19.
Only one of them hits.
Oh, right, sorry then. Sorry, 12 and 20. 23. They would be the two hits.
Yep. Okay. Both of them hit.
Yeah. Sorry, I was using the wrong modifier on that
Righty.
one. So
That's fine. So just roll the damage again. I can
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
easily do this one.
yeah. So this is new, guys.
Otherwise, okay.
And that is then oh crap 11
Maths.
yes 11 so it's 15 for one claw.
That's much higher.
Yeah. And 12, 16 for the second claw.
Holy shit. Bothrid's not
As
raging, is
you
he?
just rear up and open these two great bloody swipes across Bothrid, who growls and staggers and sways. Not looking good in bear form is our Bothrid. As well,
Yeah.
then over to Kirek.
Sorry, can I use that keen sense as a bonus action or something? I don't know. I don't know whether that's something I can do or not.
Keen smell.
Yeah.
It is technically a check. So what do you want to do with it?
See if there's anyone around me. Otherwise, I've got a big brown bear in front of me. Can I see the other two, or more precisely, smell the other two now?
Make me a perception check, please.
All right, cool. With advantage.
With advantage.
And that is what do I add to that? I'm getting used to these.
That will be a +7.
The +7. Where the... Oh, yes, of course, there it is. Sorry. 22.
You know that there is a brown bear in front of you. You know that there is a human about 15 feet north of that, and then there is another creature. Smells a little bit like orc. About 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, about 40, 45 feet away from you.
And I bellow a good roar out.
Basically a war cry. Kirik, over to you.
Very good, very good, very good. I'm going to move about 30 foot down.
5, 10,
Or,
15,
yeah.
20, 25, 30.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And I will kind of, as I'm walking, kind of open my hand towards Dargon, and you see this kind of ray of dark energy just shoot out as I'm going to attempt to cast Ray of Enfeeblement towards him. So that's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah,
19 will hit.
Nice. As soon as the ray impacts you, kind of just stays around you, almost like a shell, and all your attacks that use strength deal half damage until the spell ends, which is a concentration up to a minute.
Yes. Now we're talking.
At the end of
Basically,
each of your
everything
turns,
you do from here on in is going to be half damage.
Nice.
at the end of each of your turns, you can make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Cool. That's my action. And as my bonus action, there is not much I can do, unfortunately. And
So, just to confirm, it does say any equipment wearing isn't transformed, which we know, that's fine. Does that... Are we going with the
Isn't
fact that
transformed.
also means is dropped? So I'm not. So the bear
yeah.
isn't.
So
The
it's
bear
gone.
isn't wearing my armor.
Yeah, so your armor's not there. Your weapons aren't there. Nothing that you had on you is
Cool.
there.
Cool.
cool. That will be my turn.
Back over to Ander.
I am going to move round, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can move to the square just below the little pinky on that hand. To the right, but it looks like it looks like a hand. Nailed it, yep. I will take out my bow, and I am aiming to incapacitate the bear, not kill the bear, so I'm kind of like aiming for its legs, if you catch my drift. So
Okay, you're effectively trying to hamstring it.
yeah, pretty much. Fingers crossed. 27 to hit. I think that'll hit.
Sorry. What? Sorry. What you hit? What? Yeah. What are you hitting me with? Sorry.
I'm shooting you with my bow
An
and
arrow
arrow.
to hamstring you.
Cool.
Is he also engaged with Othrid?
Absolutely.
Okay, sneak attack as well. So 27 to hit, which definitely will hit, and then that's 9 piercing damage with another 11 sneak attack on top, so 20 altogether.
Cool. And make me a... In fact, no. Dargon, make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Yeah. 14.
14. In this instance, the arrow catches the back of the bear's leg, and you find your rear right-hand leg fall limp behind you, and you are now struggling around on sort of 3. So you're not going to be able to rear up now and use double claw attacks. You're going to have to either...
Is it a
Do one,
magical
and then
weapon?
one. Yes, because
Yeah.
it is the Oath Bow, I believe.
Nice.
Aye.
So that will be that I take that damage.
Indeed. As we then go around to anything else you want to do in your action, your turn, sir. And
Sorry, no. I thought he was talking Dagon.
no,
Yes,
okay.
I will use cunning action to. Oh, I've got no movement left. Hide. I don't know how big that hand
You can
thing is.
hide.
If there's a possibility. Yeah, I'll try and
Make me a
hide.
stealth check.
Stealthy. Ooh, 19.
19. Okay. Bothrid is then going to go into a rage. Or is he? No, he's not. He's not going to go into a rage. He's going to expend a spell slot and heal by 1d8.
Good call.
Of all the fucking rolls.
You rolled a 1, didn't you?
I absolutely rolled a 1. But
On the
then
first day of
Bothrid
Christmas.
is going to make a bite attack. First. For fuck's sake. That will be a 10 to hit.
Does not hit.
No, does not hit. And will then make a claw attack. Bothrid, go home. And makes a claw attack, which will be an 8 to hit. So both miss as he is not looking happy. Over to Mr. Werebear.
Yeah. Currently still only being hounded by this big bear in front of me. So that will be 2 claw attacks then.
Go for it.
Oh fuck. It's a natural 20.
Sentinel.
Dave, what are you doing? Oh,
Yes!
Yes!
Sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Comes to bite somebody else in the ass.
and a 16 to hit. So those two hit, yeah.
Both of them
Normal
hit, just
damage.
normal hits.
Yeah. Awesome.
Reduced
I
by
love
half.
it. I love it. Reduced by half.
It
Reduced
will
to
be
half.
reduced to half.
I'll just
It's a strength attack.
yeah, so I'll roll both, tell you the total, and then we'll halve it. So that's 24 points of damage reduced to 12.
So that'll be 12 points of damage. So Bothrid will... The bear form of Bothrid shrinks back as the bear takes the final 4 points of damage.
does it get halved again because
Bothrid.
Bothrid's in a rage?
He's not
in a
raging,
rage.
Oh, God.
He used the
So
spell slot
Bothrid-
to heal.
Oh, yeah, of course it did.
Instead, yeah.
But it would be.
So, bear is out. Bothrid will then take
So
points of damage.
can I still smell where all 3 opponents are?
Make me a perception check again. You will know where the other 2 are. This is to see if you can
Yeah.
beat the
That's what I was
stealth.
thinking. So that is a plus 7, 19.
Oh, exactly what I
That
got.
meets the stealth check.
So I
Oh.
do
So
know.
you will just detect where Ander is.
That's because I'm doing sicky burps.
I'm still not sure. So I'm still not sure what I would be thinking at this point. Whether I want to get away from anyone, or whether I am actually more just now attack them. I don't want to get into it too much.
As I say, this is the most violent of changes.
Attack.
The bear's winning.
Yeah.
But that is the end of your go.
That's
unless
fine.
you choose to move.
Well, that was the thing. I was just trying to work out whether I'd move or not, and I don't see why I would.
Well, there you go. If you don't see why you
You've
would,
got a gammy leg.
over to.
I have got a gammy leg. You're
you have
absolutely
got a
right. So
gammy
no,
leg.
I wouldn't. Spot on.
I need Dargon to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yes, you do need to make a con saving throw.
16.
Ooh, 16 is my DC. The spell goes.
Ooh.
Fuck.
13.
Damn.
Roll.
Okay, that
So,
actually kind of
change the
changes what I was going to do.
Boop.
Okay, so I'm going to, feeling that the spell is worn off Dargon, I'm going to reach into my bag. I'm going to take a small parchment and I'm going to throw it towards Dargon, not Dargon, through both as I cast Shield of Faith on him. As you see, kind of this shimmering field just take over him. His AC goes up by 2. That's my bonus action. As my action, I am going to hold Path to the Grave until the end of Dargon's next turn.
Okay. As we then go
That's it.
back to Ander.
I am going to repeat the attack I just did, but to try and take out Dargon's other leg. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully he'll have no back legs to then rear up and hit people very well. So, 16 to hit.
Ooh.
Does hit. Alright.
Gonna hit.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's 11
This is
piercing damage. And because he's still engaged with Bothrid, I get my sneak attack as a will, which is 13. So 24 damage altogether.
24 damage.
Yeah.
And a con saving throw, please.
So I'm new stats.
Is it like playing it for the first time?
19.
Oh, that's a good
19.
save.
This time you do manage to, despite the arrow piercing into your leg, at this point it doesn't hamstring you properly, it's just dug into the back of your leg, so you don't find that leg going limp, you can still use it. It hurts like a son of a bitch, but you're still able to use the leg. Anything else you're doing on your turn, Ander?
No. Because in my head am I still hidden? I'll try and hide again.
You don't necessarily know you've been discovered.
That's true. That
But
is
you
true.
can hide
So
again,
I
because
might have
technically you've popped out of hiding, so yeah, no, we'll let you hide again. Roll another stealth check, please.
Yeah. 18.
18. Okay, cool.
I should aim for my arrows at his nose so it can't smell me.
For Bothrid's turn, Bothrid is going to very quickly stand up and is then going to use a bonus action to rage. and is then going to swing his double-bladed quarterstaff twice. Does that count as a strength weapon? I believe it does.
I think it does because that's what I
definitely
gave
going
it
to
to
hit.
Bothrid.
That's a 27 to hit without the rage. So the first one hits.
27.
And I got
Lovely.
max damage on that as well. That will be 13 points of slashing damage. This is a magic weapon.
Yep.
Then as he swings, he's already used his bonus action, so we're just going to he's going to swing it around and attack again with that. That is a 17, which will also hit. And that time it is 9 points of slashing damage as Bothrid just...
Damn.
And that will be Bothrid's go. Over to the Weber.
Whilst the whilst I've just been dealt damage by the creature in front of me, it has shrunk, and I've taken significant damage from another creature.
Oh boy.
After smelling it, I run towards Ander in a roar.
Make me a perception check, please.
Oh shit.
I rolled shit. That's 13.
Hey.
So I
With
don't.
your advantage.
Yeah, 5 and a 6.
Oh.
Okay, so you start to... And all you can smell is blood.
Fine. Then, as much as I want to beat the crap out of that thing over there, I will... in a rage of taking all this, I will lash out at the creature in front of me again.
Bothrid's going to get absolutely whooped.
Yeah. We'll see. That is a... What is that? 16 and an 18.
Will not hit.
Neither of them.
18 will not hit. As that
You got +2.
shimmering shield in front of Bothrid just catches.
So while that was both attacks, so...
Unless you move, that's pretty much you.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to... yeah. I'm going to book it. Go diagonally down right, around the tree, and then go east.
10, 15, 20, 25. What's your movement speed?
40.
30, 35, 40. That will get you to there, but Bothrid is going to get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And gets a 21. You are going to take 12 points of slashing damage as Bothrid just quickly with a double-bladed quarterstaff.
That'll be my turn.
Kirik.
Sure. Well, my held action goes off. Actually, interesting. How far away is he from me?
50.
Actually, you were holding your action until he moved, weren't you?
Yeah, so I'd still be in range.
At the end of his turn. That's what I said. The end of his
At the
turn.
end of his turn. Yeah.
So I'm 50
Yeah.
feet away.
My held action doesn't count. Great. Cole.
What was
Okay.
your held action again?
Path to the grave. Channel divinity. I need to be within 30 feet of the creature,
Yeah, that's what I was just looking
which
at.
I am not at the moment. Bonus action. Cool. I am going to. That changes what I wanted to do. Okay. I'm going to move 30 feet towards Dargon, as far as I can get.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I'm going to kind of look at him, and I'm going, as he is running away, I'm going to just put my hand up in the air, slap it on the floor, as I'm going to cast a Sacred Flame on him.
Fucking hell.
That's a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. 11.
Fails.
Obviously.
7 plus 5. 12 points of damage. 12 points of radiant damage, I should say.
This black flame just around the bear.
Yeah. And sure. I will then stay, seeing that he's hurt. I will stay ready to stabilize him if he goes down. That's my turn.
Okay. It is at this point. There is the sound of sleigh bells in the air. As almost seemingly out of nowhere, a sleigh rocks up here. Pulled
That'd be a fucking good guy.
by 2 horses, and a figure steps out of that sleigh, moves 5, 10, 15, is going to point a finger at the bear of Dargon. Dargon, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please.
9.
Your body is instantly encased in ice, and you are frozen.
Okay.
Who's this?
The hell is this guy?
So you are just totally encased in ice, can't move, can't react, can't act, can't do anything. Okay?
Yeah.
As then the figure holds up a hand. Friends, I'm here to help.
Is he truthful? Who is this guy?
His hand is
Who
go.
the fuck are you, man? Can I make an insight check? That'll be my action.
Make an insight check. Checks are free.
Alright, I'll do it. I need to share my screen. Natural 20. Ooh.
Natural 20.
Ooh,
He is
I had +0
very
as well, so that
honest.
helps.
There is no hint of any lies in his statement as he holds up his hands.
In that case, then, I will just say, you haven't killed our friend, have you? Our friend is under there.
I am aware. He is fine. I had to stop you before you killed him.
I had a plan. I was going to immobilise him imminently.
We had it under control.
Yeah. And, sorry, who might you be, friend?
Oh yes, of course. As then combat subsides and we are out of combat, you can all call me Nick. A happy midwinters to you.
Oh,
Nick.
thank you.
Right.
Thank you for coming to the rescue. You are such a saint.
Oh, fucking hell, I was just trying to make a joke. Fuck me. Oh, Christ, you got there first.
It looks like I am almost too late. Something which I aspire not to be.
Be serious.
I'm sorry. Who are you, friend? Where'd you come from?
Let's just say I come from the north.
God damn you, Matt.
Do you know what? I'm glad I'm encased in ice. I don't have to hear all the puns. It's fine.
It's the Christmas episode, folks.
Of course.
Why do you have such a big sack?
Well,
In the sleigh, you pervs.
as Nick looks down and goes, "Oh, well, it may look big now, but it's rather empty. Just a few things left in there." On that note, and he then clicks his fingers. As he clicks his finger, the ice dissipates around Dargon, and Dargon, you feel this instant calming effect. As then the bear form subsides and you find yourself now, your eyes flash open, you are awake. Dargon once more, stark bollock naked in the snow.
Oh, I have seen your chode too many times, Dagon.
Alright, boys.
Jingle bells indeed.
What happened?
Nick turns and goes, pulls out this huge, great, furry blanket that's in the sleigh and just throws it over the top of you. And basically on Dargon, it's almost like a towel around the waist.
Ah, don't worry. I'm not cold.
I move through and I'll cast the 4th level Cure Wounds on him.
Cool. And we'll say the whole group comes through. Bothrid very quickly snaps out of his rage, steps up to Dargon, kneels down. Sorry, friend. Sorry. No. I had to stop you.
I look around, all like scratches and cuts and shit all over me, I assume. Yeah. Not totally sure what happened.
I do have to say that was worse than I thought it was going to be.
Did it look cool?
First change is always the worst.
Did it look badass, guys? Did it look good?
It was scary as shit.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm
26
pretty sure I can smell pee on you, Ander.
That was to match
Dargon,
myself.
26 points of healing.
Oh, wicked.
26 points of healing.
What does that take me to? 32 or something?
34.
34.
34.
Thanks.
Nick will step up closer.
How do you feel?
Well, beat to shit, but I mean, now I feel alright. By the way, thanks for the towel thing. Who were you?
And how did you find us, actually? Come to think of it.
The name's Nick.
Nick.
I aspire to get around everyone in Midwinters.
I was trying that at the party before Dagon turned.
Well,
Nick chuckles, and it comes out as a very yes. Well.
Oh well, thanks, Nick. What did you do to me? What was that? I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just pretty sure that we all expected this to go a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, let's just say The rage inside has been calmed. A fitting place for rage. I do believe a statue once stood here, eons ago. Anyway, what I did want to give you was a few gifts. It is midwinters after all.
Is it
Well,
close?
Flicks his
Say
fingers
that.
again. And these 4 packages just and land in the snow in front of him.
As that's happening, I just turn to
One
Kieran
for
and
each
be
of you
like,
should...
where's my shit?
In
Well,
town, we'll grab it.
Yeah, cheers.
You did one over there while he was. You did one over there while he was a bear.
Oh, well, no one will know. After all, bear shit in the woods.
Whee!
Does a bear shit in the woods?
Yeah, it does.
If one doesn't, no
Nick
one sees
then
it.
says
Does it
sort
actually happen?
No one smells it.
Nick looks down at these parcels. One for each should suffice. But I have tarried too long. A happy Midwinter's Festival once again to you boys.
And
Be safe.
you, Nick.
Be well. Be seeing you soon.
You know,
And Nick turns,
can't-
makes his way to the
you can't
sleigh,
leave. Oh, he's gone.
Wait.
and is gone.
Did he smell a carrot?
Strange. And
Right.
cookies of some sort.
Yeah. And milk. It's a bit weird.
It's very strange.
And cooking.
Yeah.
Mm.
I could get used to having better smell. It's not bad.
What do these
Note
packages
to
look
self.
like?
We need to figure out what that statue was on about. I thought I was hiding behind a hand. We need to find out what that statue is.
Yeah, we do.
That's what I was trying to ask him before he left.
So there are 4 packages now on the floor. One is a longer package, quite flat, and there is an A on the top of it. There is one which is smaller, sort of cube shaped. There is a D on top of it. One is almost like a little box that has a K on the top of it. And then there is a very long, thin package on the floor with a B on it.
Open up.
Nice.
Which
I
one
go
are you
down-
opening up? With the
I go-
worst puzzle ever.
Yeah. I go down and open the one with a D on it, and whilst doing so, let go of the robe again.
Oh, doggone.
Rope drops, big Goliath arse.
Full moon indeed.
Oh yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, no. I forgot. I don't get cold.
I mean,
Oh, here we go.
you
Fourth
put a
level
star up
inflict
in the air
wounds.
today, but I've just seen your chocolate star.
So as Dargon reaches down and opens the package, there is a small box inside with the sign of a snowflake on top. And as you open it up, inside there is a ring that looks like it is made of pure ice.
Nice.
Very nice.
And you'll never find
Kirik,
out what
as
it
you
does.
lean down and you unwrap the parcel, you find a wooden box. And there is a quill inscribed in the top. And as you open it up, there are 3 candles inside this box.
Not
Oh, he
4
looks a bit of
candles.
that accurate.
Not 4 candles, 3 candles. I almost made that joke, I'm not going to lie. And as you open up your bundle, there is a sheath and a hilt. It is a it's a silvery blue type hilt, wrapped with leather on the handle. And as you then pull the blade out, it is a dagger, but the blade looks like it is made of ice.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
And then Bothrid leans down, looking at the final parcel. For me?
yes.
I believe so, yeah.
And he unwraps this long parcel and unwraps a staff. It is wooden, but it is pure white. And as you all pick up these items, there is a surge of power within the lot of you. And Merry Christmas, you're all going to level up. Not once, but twice.
What?
Oh my goodness.
And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
Whoa!
I've got too many decisions to make now.
Oh, we've all got. Oh no!
So as the madness ensues with the rest of the stream now, and we enter into our post-stream chat show, I want to say a massive thank you to all of our viewers who have been watching us. We've got a few long-standing viewers now who I just want to say a huge thank you to you guys for your support. We absolutely love doing this stream. We've had a great 6 or 7 months so far. I think we've hit the 6-month mark now. But it has been quite a journey so far. It's been a lot of fun. We are going to continue on. Next week we do have our Christmas one-shot, and then in the new year, as it will be the new year then, we will continue with the Forgotten Kingdom of Nialin. A huge shout out to some of the tools we've used today. Obviously a massive shout out to Hero Forge. Those minis were amazing, and I really cannot wait to use them in real life. We'll get a link out to the print company that Dave used to get the coasters printed, because they're awesome as well. We'll get that out on Twitter and the rest of our socials. Please do check out the YouTube channel if you want to go look at all the past episodes. Massive thank you to Tabletop Audio for the Christmas ambience tonight, and then Battle Bards as always for some of the sound effects. The bell coming in at almost a perfect moment there. Please do use even our little discount code there. Use Malt Magic. Get yourself some of those sound effects. Make your game more immersive. With that, I am going to say a final thank you. A thank you to not only you who are watching, but a thank you to my awesome players. I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas, despite the uncertain times. Sending a lot of love, sending a lot of happiness. We will see you all as Ander, Kirik, Dargon, and Bothrid in the new year. But until next week, see you all soon.
Merry Christmas!
Woo!